friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's Pick a Stone reading, we are going to be looking at what your higher self would say to the person on your mind, and then we are going to see what that person's higher self would say to you. So I'm essentially facilitating a conversation between your higher self and theirs today. So this doesn't have to be a romantic person or somebody that you've been romantically involved with. This can absolutely be a family member, a friend, a colleague, whoever is on your mind. But I do want you to be aware that it is likely that at least in like one pile, there will probably be romance messages that come through because this is a general reading. So like, for the love of God, if you're asking about a family member, please just like discard those messages and just yeet them all the way across the earth because you don't need those. But I do want you to be aware that because it is a collective reading, there will be quite a few different energies coming through, so it is important to just take what resonates. But I hope that this will be a helpful reading for you, because ideally this will help you see what your most evolved self thinks or would say about this situation that you're in with a person. I do want to be clear that whoever this person is, I would say it's unlikely that they're a future person. I would say that if you're asking about somebody that is currently in your life or was in your life at one point, maybe not anymore, that this reading is probably going to be for you, because I'm kind of narrowing it down to people that you have already met and know in the physical world. You don't have to know them in person at the very least, but at the very least, like, you know them, they know of you, that sort of thing. So we have 4 different stones to choose from today. For the first pile, for stone 1, we have this tumbled piece of Rutilated quartz. And then stone number 2, for group number 2, we have this tumbled rose quartz. And then for group number 3, pile number 3, whatever you want to call it, we have this clear quartz stone with a little Reiki cloud carved on it. And then finally, for the 4th stone, we have this blue lace agate little worry stone. So there will be an extended to this reading today. If this reading resonates for you, we are going to be looking deeper into this person's like 3D feelings and actions about you, about what has transpired between the two of you. This doesn't even have to be anything negative. This can literally be anything. So don't think that like it's just something negative, but I do kind of just want to see like how this person's 3D energy is being affected by their higher selves energy. How receptive are they to their higher selves energy, and like what how is that affecting them? How is that affecting your connection with them and how they view you, so on and so forth. So in the extended, we will be getting a lot deeper into your person, but in the free reading, we are going to be seeing what you would say, what they would say, and getting advice from spirit moving forward. So it should be a whole concise reading, even if you don't want the extended. The extended is just bonus information. So once you have picked your stone or stones, if you want to ask about multiple people, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box below, where I will have all of the timestamps, as well as in the comment section. And for those of you who may have trouble finding the extended, it should be literally directly below the timestamps for the free reading. So the links will be there and you'll be redirected to the extended reading. So thank you guys so much for coming. I really hope that you are excited for this reading and that you are ready for it. So once you have picked your pile, I will go ahead and meet you over there, and we will see what your higher self and the person that you are thinking of's higher self wants to say to each other. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Rutilated quartz, this is going to be your reading between your higher self and the higher self of the person that is on your mind. So instead of doing the typical energy checks that I typically do, this is going to kind of be that version of that. So you're going to see what your higher self would say first, and if you resonate with that, then ideally you found your reading. If you resonate with it, but it doesn't sound like the person that you were intending on communicating with, there may be a reason why this person wants to come through. But you may also find that you resonate more with the other person's perspective, and your perspective sounds like the other person. So it's absolutely okay if it's flip-flopped, but I am just going to be going under the assumption that the Star Power Tarot and this whole section is going to be you, and then the reverse is going to be them. But if you find that it's reversed, you maybe want to try and see if another pile has a flipped-flopped version of that. So to start, I wanted to pull just one tarot card for you guys to kind of get an overall feel of your higher self's energy before I go in deeper and channel. So your higher self's energy overall is being represented by the Seven of Wands. So I would definitely just say, like, right off the bat, it seems like your higher self is very protective of your 3D self right now. It definitely kind of seems like there's a fighter energy within you. Like maybe you are wanting to just, I just heard fight for your right to party, which is kind of funny, but like, I think that more than anything, you're just kind of fighting right now. Maybe with people, but I think that this is just on a broader scale, not necessarily literal conflict, but just maybe kind of feeling like the world is out to get you a little bit. I feel like your higher self is really protective of you right now, and you might find that you're trying to kind of like get space from other people. There's a lot of figures in this Seven of Wands, and it almost makes me wonder if maybe your higher self is really trying to drown out a lot of the chatter that has been kind of weighing on you recently. Like maybe there's a lot of people that have their own opinions about certain situations, or you just feel like you're having trouble kind of getting to the truth of what it is you truly feel right now. And so I definitely think that your higher self is either fighting to communicate with you or fighting to protect you in some way. But let's kind of see, Spirit, what would pile one's higher self say to their person in mind? What do they want their higher self to know? Okay, so we have the High Priestess. This is the Star Power Tarot, by the way. It is on Etsy. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. All right, one more, Spirit. We have the Magician. And on the back of the deck, we have the Chariot. Some powerful energies here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your oracles now too. So to start, we have number 28, I am a leader. And we also have the beautiful butterfly, renewal, transformation, adaptability. Brilliant harbinger of change, release me from my own dark chrysalis. And then we have number 38, create space. We have harmony. You are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. We have river of blessings, releasing constraints. We have net caster, preparations to come to fruition. And we have door to romance. Okay. So, what would your higher self say to this person? Pile one. I'm definitely here. Okay, so I'm hearing like the Kelly Clarkson song, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But I'm also just feeling like this back and better than ever energy. So one thing that I'm feeling like your higher self would say to this person, pile one, your higher self would say, is that you're moving forward in life, whether they're coming with you or not. It definitely kind of seems like you've been on a very difficult journey. And I think for a long time, you weren't really sure how you were going to get out of this energy that you were in. And it kind of seems like the energy you were in was more of this kind of Three of Swords energy, where you felt very like maybe numb. If you have a history with this person, no matter what type of history it is, I definitely think that your higher self would say that they maybe did a number on you in some way, or that I feel like your higher self would say to this person, even if there was no hard feelings between you and this person, that I feel like your higher self would say that you've kind of just been through it, and that a lot of your actions in the 3D didn't necessarily align with your truest self. And that's kind of the journey of understanding that you've been on. One really powerful combination that we have right here is the High Priestess and the Magician. So I feel like your higher self would say that you've been learning a lot spiritually, that you've been learning. There's been a lot of change happening internally. You may have been in a hermit mode as of recently, or maybe for a while, but I feel like your higher self is saying to this person's higher self that you're creating space, whether it is to open them up, be open to them coming into your life, creating space for them to come into your life, or creating space for just more to enter in general. I also think that if this is a romantic interest or somebody that you've been romantically involved with in the past, I think your higher self would say to this person that you either still have romantic feelings for them, you do have romantic feelings for them, or I would say that if this is like just a friend or a family member or something, I think that you would say to this person that you are trying to be more open to like intimacy in general. Like maybe if this was a friend, for example, maybe you couldn't be open and authentic with them because you were really hurting at the time or something like that. I think one thing that your higher self wants this person to know is that a lot of your actions were not conscious actions. They were more actions based upon subconscious feelings that maybe made you feel defensive or made you act in ways that you weren't really, that weren't like in alignment with who you are. One thing that I think your higher self would say to this person is that you're not the same person that you once were anymore. I think it's likely that you've either known this person for a long time, or you haven't been in communication with this person for a while, because it seems like one thing that your higher self wants this person to know is that you've grown a lot and that you're making room for something new. I think that you're learning how to find harmony between your own internal feelings and your external world. And I think that you've been going through a lot of transformation, and you're growing into the person that you feel like you're meant to be. I also think that you have a lot of exciting things that are coming your way, and I think your higher self wants this person's higher self to know about them. So, for example, with Netcaster and then also a river of blessings, releasing constraints, I really feel like you're finally figuring out what was holding you back in the past, like what certain attitudes and beliefs were holding you back, what behaviors were not in alignment with your highest good, and what things in your life were blocking you from moving forward in your life in an authentic and honestly like not unforgivable way, but like in an unstoppable way that just like does not give any single shits about what anyone has to say about you. Like with the Chariot here, yeah, the Hanged Man, it's like your higher self wants this person to know that you're surrendering to the truth of who you are and learning to resist life less. I feel like you would tell this person that you're less afraid to kind of go after what you want now, and you're doing better at figuring out how to find balance. One thing that I think is really, really cool is that you have the Magician and the High Priestess coming out. And so these are two very spiritually powerful cards. And I think that one thing that your higher self would want this person to know, or what they want to say to this person, is that spiritually, you are so different than you once were, and that you're truly starting to figure out how to bring this beautiful, rich inner world you have and kind of create your own space for it in the physical. With the Two of Pentacles here and the Knight of Wands, I feel like you're learning how to be powerful in the 3D now. It's like you have a lot of spiritual energy, and you've learned a lot spiritually. Spiritually, you're probably pretty powerful. It seems like your higher self is really powerful. Like even in this Magician, I almost just see this as maybe you're dedicating yourself to your spirituality more, or just developing your spiritual gifts more. Or not even that, like it doesn't even have to be spiritual. It can be like you're maybe more focused on manifesting the life that you want, on figuring out what it is that you truly want, trusting your own inner guidance, while also manipulating the elements of the earth to make that happen. Your higher self wants this person to know that you're learning how to co-create with the universe, and that you're doing a lot of healing, but you're still maybe not fully healed in some way. It could be related to something that happened between you two. So with this Three of Swords, your higher self could be saying that maybe there's still wounds from that, but that the wounds that have happened here have helped you grow, have helped you see the truth of maybe how you were living or how you were behaving. And I think that whatever your situation is with this person, there were probably constraints in the past that you were not aware of that belong to you, that you're now seeing clearly and recognizing how maybe you also stood in your own way between you and this person. I feel like you and this person, we haven't looked at their energy yet, so I'm not sure what will come through, but I definitely feel like you and this person have kind of been removed from one another for a while, whether this is a friend that you haven't talked to, a family member you haven't talked to, or like a romantic interest or a past romantic interest you haven't talked to. I feel like one thing that you would say to this person is that things are starting to kind of align for you. They're starting to come together and you're starting to gather your bearings. I feel like the last time that you and this person were maybe involved or had like a conversation in the 3D, you were feeling maybe really frazzled and really scrambled and hectic. And I feel like you weren't very clear in general. And so I think that you weren't really able to communicate with this person in the way that you wanted to. And I also think that maybe you have a hard time telling this person like your future plans or what it is you truly feel, because you may have a hard time understanding how it is that you truly feel. I feel like your higher self would say that you have a lot more awareness of what is in your control and what isn't. I think you're learning how to set better boundaries with people. And I also think that you're starting to see where you block yourself. One thing that I think is interesting here with this river of blessings and releasing constraints and this door to romance is that I think that you are starting to realize how you may feel like you're open to something, but then there's a subtle energy of yours that is blocking something from coming through. It's like you've been in this deep transformational like hermit period, and I think you're kind of excited to start coming out of it. You're starting to take power back in your own life. And I think you're recognizing where you're only human and where you can go beyond the expectations of what normal humans are expected of. It's almost like you're learning to balance the supernatural and the super normal. And I think that you are starting to have more realistic expectations of yourself. I think that you're having more confidence in who you are and your abilities as just like a person. And I think that what you would say to this person's higher self that's on your mind, I would say that they're a romantic interest, I would say that maybe there are things that your higher self maybe still wants to talk about and communicate with to heal certain wounds. I feel like your higher self would say to this person though that you are still guarded, like you are not necessarily ready to be fully open. You're not necessarily in your feels. We do have Cancer energy with the Chariot on the back of the deck, but I feel like no matter what you would say to this person, your higher self is saying that you're ready to move forward in life. You are ready to take the lead in your own life to accomplish great things. With this, I am a leader. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. I feel like you would say that this time apart, for some of you, this is time apart, but this time that you've had to heal has been time for you to recognize your own strength and your own power, and to recognize where maybe your own limiting beliefs were holding you back. This person may have hurt you in some ways, but I think your higher self is saying, I recognize now and I understand now that I was also hurting myself, that I was also contributing to my own pain. And it wasn't because I was consciously aware of it, but it was because there were subconscious things that I was not addressing that were creating disharmony between me and my environment, and as a result, creating disharmony between me and my relationships with others, no matter what type of relationships they may be. I feel like your higher self is saying that you are feeling more energy again, and that you almost have like a zest for life again, but you are still working on finding balance. You are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. I think that you are recognizing that you are kind of one with the world and that you are not separated from it. And I think that your horizons have been broadened a lot. I mean, with the High Priestess and the Magician here, I think that you are starting to recognize how powerful your own inner power is and how powerful you are. And as a result, you are starting to feel more comfortable taking action in the 3D. You are starting to feel more comfortable to go out and explore, to take certain risks, to try new things, and to fight for what it is that you want. And as a result, I think you would say to this person that you're starting to be blessed, that doors are opening for you, and that you're not the same person that you once were. So this is very, very interesting. I'm going to pull some like channeled messages from your higher self and just see like what your higher self would say to you or this person. I'm just kind of leaving it open. So Spirit, what else would Pile 1's higher self say? I'm giving my best today. I'm showing up. I'm trying. That's good enough. Yeah, you're learning not to be so hard on yourself, and you're learning that like your best is enough. I will eat something healthy at my next meal to feed my body what it needs, also for better health. So yeah, I think you're learning that like health, like there are lots of different types of health: mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health. And I think that you are learning how to be a healthier person in general. I am my best company. I am no longer afraid to be alone, and I will work better on my finances, so I remove the blockages limiting my abundance, and underneath that I keep myself at a high vibration, so I'm less bothered by nonsense situations. So I think that these are a lot of the major lessons that you have been learning that you would also say to like this person's higher self. Like I think with the Two of Pentacles, you're starting to kind of gather your bearings, especially like financially. I think you're learning how to like balance your money better, to budget better, or at the very least to like learn how to release those blockages that are limiting your abundance, and how maybe you limit your own abundance as well. But I think what's really beautiful is that whatever you've gone through with this person, like this whole experience, either they have taught you or the experiences themselves have taught you that like you are learning how to be your best self. You are learning how to show up for yourself. You're learning how to make space for the things that you're manifesting, and you're recognizing where maybe you are relying too much on spirit and not enough on yourself to kind of make things happen. Co-creation is a huge part of manifestation. And so I think that you're starting to realize that like your input and your actions in creating the life that you want are just as important as what this person is doing. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears now and see what this person, what their higher self would say to you. So for the same way I did with you, I did for them. So I pulled them one energy card as well, and their energy towards you is the Sun. So that is a really beautiful energy to start off with. I definitely think one thing for sure is that I think that this person has illuminated a lot within you, but I think that the biggest thing their higher self wants to say is that like you have illuminated a lot in them as well. And that okay, this wants to come out. All right, we have the Hermit in reverse wanting to come out, which is funny because I cut the deck and it popped out, or I saw it. I think that this person was maybe really uncomfortable with themselves in a way. Like they were really uncomfortable with exploring their inner depths, and you may have illuminated that for them. You do seem to be very spiritually powerful in a way that this person was maybe confused by or just didn't really understand very well at the time. So one thing that I think that their higher self is saying is like that you either do or you did make them very happy, or just in general, they view you as the sun, as like a light, as something very beautiful in their life. I'm going to stop saying and I'm going to shuffle the cards now. Okay, so Spirit, what else would pile one's higher self say? Oh yeah, wow. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. So we have a lot of fire energy here. We have some Virgo energy, but we also have Leo energy here. The Queen of Wands, also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Page of Wands, which is interesting because you had the Knight of Wands in your spread. Let's see, what is this? Okay, this is the Three of Wands. Lots and lots of fire. One more. Okay. Then we have the 10 of Cups. And on the back of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I definitely get the vibe no matter what. There's a lot of 10s in this pile as well. Ooh, okay, and the Fool wants to peek out here, so the Fool is making itself known. But one thing that I will say is I definitely think that if you chose this pile, this is probably a situation where you've either known this person for a really long time or you haven't spoken to this person in a really long time. But let's go ahead and look at your oracles now. So to start, we have Soul Family. We have Release. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. We also have Heart Home, Compassion. We have Wisdom, Learning, Joy, Art, and Music. We also have Angel of Love. We have the Roguish Raccoon, Courage, Problem-Solving, Adventure, Mischievous, Playful Spirit of Pan, Reveal any secrets or deceit in my life. And then finally, we have 111, I am creative. Angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavors that you can co-create with the universe, a life that you love. So I definitely think co-creation with the universe is a huge thing here. And I would say, no matter what type of connection this is, this person feels a soul connection to you. They view you as their soul family, and they are very grateful for the presence that you've had in their life. Whether they have said that to you or not, their higher self wants you to know that you've illuminated so much within them. And in fact, you've taught them so much. What is this? Is this a two of, oh my gosh, this is the Two of Cups. Yeah. So even if this is not a romantic connection, I think that no matter who this person is, you have a very deep like soul connection to them. So you've probably had a lot of lifetimes with them, or this is somebody that you just view as like a bestie, or somebody like where your soul and their soul just get each other. And you may have had struggles in the past because your 3D experiences may not have matched up with what your souls felt. And there may have been discord between both of your egos and then like what your higher selves were saying. But I think that what this person's higher self wants you to know and wants to say to you is like that you make them really happy, and that even if you're not in one another's lives anymore, they still view you very favorably. I think that they see you as this Queen of Wands, but they may credit you with helping them develop from this like Page of Wands to this Queen of Wands. They don't have to identify as like a woman or as a female, but like they at the very least have just evolved a lot from and what's interesting is that your energy was showing up as the Knight of Wands, so they may also feel like that you kind of helped them bridge that gap between like you kind of illuminated that area between the Page and the Queen and helped them evolve into the Queen. I think with this 10 of Cups here, this person's higher self wants you to know that you've taught them a lot about wanting more, about asking for more, and about manifesting the life that you want. This person would say that their higher self would say that you will always have a very special place in their heart, and that you have taught them to be brave. You have taught them to have more compassion for others. And I think that you have taught them to recognize that their compassion is not a weakness, but in fact it's a strength and something that should be utilized. The fact that we have the Three of Wands here, I think that one thing that this person would say to you, or their higher self would say to you, is that you've really expanded their horizons on what they thought life was, or what they thought was possible. It's like you've connected all these dots that they couldn't see before and have really helped them turn their life around in a very positive way. I think that if there's anything that has gone down between you two, I think that they have kind of channeled that energy into their creativity, and they've gained a lot of wisdom from the experiences that they've had with you. They definitely still see you as soul family, and if there's anything that's gone down you in the past, I feel like they have released all of that because they don't want that to be something that affects them in the future. I think that they have a lot of gratitude for what you have taught them about themselves. And in fact, if you're not talking to this person right now, I feel like they're kind of hoping that things will change and that the stars might align and that you may come back into contact with one another, because you both are at the very least in this energy of co-creation. I want to see what's this card? What is this? The Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, this person definitely, there's opportunities to be made here, and whatever that may be. So whether this person sees you as soul family and they want to create financial opportunities with you, whether this is a romantic connection and they want to build a legacy with you, I feel like this person doesn't want you to just be part of their soul family. I feel like they want you to be part of their family on this earth as well, whether that is by creating a family with you or including you in as part of their family, or creating a like friendship family group between the few of you. So maybe there's more people involved here. I definitely think that this person credits you though with helping them grow and mature, and that you've taught them a lot about wanting more for themselves, and you've really helped them see the light. I think that they see you as kind of an angel, and for some, I think that they view you as like an angel in disguise. Like they might have not understood your value or what your purpose is or was in their life, but they definitely think that if they don't see you as an angel, they definitely think that the divine brought you into their life because they wanted themselves to see themselves as like more loving. They understand that the divine brought you into their life for only loving reasons. And that I think one thing that they love about you is how much fun that they have with you. And I think that their higher self wants you to know that like if there's any pain or hard feelings of the past, that they've really worked to release that. And I think that kind of makes sense for the both of you as well, because it does seem like you have kind of been trying to do that as well and release those things as well. And you both may be mentally hurting one another by ruminating over these past experiences and what has transpired between the two of you. But I think one thing that your person's higher self wants you to really know about this situation is that they have hopes for the future. They have hopes for the future in general, that you've given them hope for the future, but I also think that they have hopes for the wheel to turn in both of your favors. So whether that is for you both to align in a way to come together in the physical, or if it is a way like if you two are already together, or if you two are in a good place with one another, then maybe this is this person's higher self's way of saying that they see a bright future between the two of you and that they're excited to see where this goes. I think you both are really ready to release the burdens of the past, and I think that one thing that you and this person really appreciate about one another is the energy you share with one another. And it does seem to be a very fiery energy. So even if neither you or this person have fire placements, I think you both have a lot of passion for each other. I think you both are very silly and very goofy. And I do think that your higher selves really enjoy goofing around with one another. So if you've never recognized, like if you've ever had dreams about your higher selves like doing something funny together, or you've just had dreams about you and this person doing weird or silly things, I almost think that's like an extension of your higher selves and how your higher selves have fun. I definitely think that you and this person are connected at a soul level in whatever way that may be. And so I think that this person's higher self is coming through to say that they kind of want to create either a new dynamic or continue to create a life that is in alignment with their highest good, but they're also saying that they want you to be a part of that life, that they have so much love for you. And even if even if you haven't talked to this person in a really long time and that there have been like really difficult things that have gone down for you, I think more than anything, the reason why things haven't really changed in this situation, which we'll kind of look at this in the extended, but it does kind of seem like between the two of you, it's probably like ego things that have been holding you both back. Like it does kind of seem like you both have the tendency to play things cool and pretend like you don't really care. So I do think that your higher self and this person's higher self are way more forthcoming than your 3D selves are about like what is going on between the two of you, or like what your truths are. But I would say, especially if you haven't talked to this person in a while, I think that they would say that like they're really grateful for the lessons that they have learned with you, and that they wouldn't trade those experiences for the world, because even if they were hard, they taught them the necessary lessons that they needed to learn, and they know they wouldn't have if it wasn't for you. And one thing that I think is really cool as well is that it does seem like the synchronicity 111 seems to be following you both around. So if you're trying to manifest this person right now, I think this is a good sign that they're manifesting with you as well, that you do have angels kind of orchestrating this. And if you're wondering like why this person isn't leaving your mind, or isn't leaving like I just heard heart space, or like this situation, like I think there's a reason for it. And I think that this person, especially if they are especially if it's been a while since you've talked to them or since you've communicated with them, I think they're kind of ready to come out of their own hermit mode as well, because I think that they have done a lot of heart healing. They've released a lot of pain that they have, and they also have created more space, more room to have more compassion for others as well. I also think that they just understand love more, and I think they understand more what is their ego now and what is their true self. So let's get some channel messages from their higher self to you. So Spirit, for pile one's person's higher self, what would their higher self say to pile one? I will not expose myself to negative stories or read awful news. It brings me down to a low vibration. It's possible that there could have been like people, like mutual friends in this friend group that also maybe contributed to that. It's possible that this person could be saying that they've distanced themselves from people that weren't good for them. We also have, I will work better on my finances so I can remove blockages limiting my abundance. I love myself to add more movement and exercise into my day. I know I'll feel better overall. So it definitely seems like both of you are removing blockages in terms of abundance. And I will meet new people. I want people to get to know me. I am confident with who I am, and I want to share myself with others. And on the back of the deck, I'm going to start giving myself healthier boundaries. Enough is enough, and my heart and lungs are made of water. I will drink more water to replenish what my body needs. So it definitely seems like, ooh, I just cut the deck and we see, I know I'm better than this. I know I deserve better because I truly am a good soul. So I think this person is saying that they are overcoming a lot of difficulties. I also think that this person is saying that they are trying to meet new people. I think also, you know, if they are kind of a new version of themselves, that they are more confident in this newer version of themselves, and that they are wanting to align with people like that. So it's quite possible that if you haven't been around this person in a while, Spirit has had you both healing so that you could align and you could be meeting the newer versions of yourself. I also think that you both are just learning how to not allow negativity to affect you both so much. And you're also really just learning how to be more in alignment with what is authentic to the both of you. I think that this person is learning how to be more patient with themselves and learning how to kind of get their own excess energy out. I think that one thing they really love about you and your friendship, your connection, your whatever it is, your dynamic, I guess is the best way I could say it, is your dynamic is very fun and exciting. And I think that this person is learning that they shouldn't shoo away these fun and exciting experiences and people in their life because of what other people think. And so I think that they have been kind of in the process of removing people that do not bring them this joyful sun energy. And as a result, it's kind of like they are getting to a much better place and a much better space. So we're actually going to go ahead and finish this off with some advice from Spirit before we get into the extended. If you are interested in looking at the extended when we're done with advice, we're going to be going deeper into this person's 3D emotions and their actions. So how they are feeling about you and what how they might take action in the physical because of these feelings. We'll also get further advice and just see what you need to know. And this will also help give me and you a better idea of how connected this person is to their higher self, because their higher self is definitely very aligned with their truth, but we have to kind of see what their 3D self is saying. But depending if you resonated with the first part as your higher self, that should give you an idea if you're like truly connected to that, like how connected you are to your higher self and that sort of thing. So let's see, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Yeah, meditate and contemplate. So I think maybe one thing Spirit is asking you to do is to try to meet this person's higher self in meditation, or to kind of allow your higher selves to interact more. Like, you may feel this person's energy around you and it may make you really uncomfortable, but I think it's coming around you for a reason. And I think Spirit is saying you have the freedom to tell this person's higher self to go away. But if you miss this person, if you yearn for this person, wish to communicate with this person, I think Spirit's saying that there may be no harm in just being open to their higher self energy and seeing what they have to say, especially if it's kind of this more constructive energy of like just showing up with nothing but love. But yeah, we also have it's time to release negativity. So I think that if you and this person have had difficulties in the past, Spirit is saying that we took you guys apart so that you could take time to heal. But like, if you want this connection to be in your life, or if you want this person to be or if you want this connection to be healthier in general, it's time to release the negativity that may have created issues in the first place. We also have a time to give rather than to take. So I think one thing that Spirit is also saying is to keep giving to yourself, to keep nurturing yourself first, and to keep filling up your own cup, because that is what this person needs to do as well. And that is what is going to help you both be in a place where you can show up for each other in a more authentic way. I feel like both of you were giving away energy, time, money even, that you didn't have to others, and giving away your one thing that you were giving away to others especially was your own power. And so I think you both are learning how to take your power back, especially in this Virgo season. And yeah, we have a time for healing. So Spirit is really saying that this time is important to both of your healing, and that's kind of what you both have been doing. And on the back of the deck, we have confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So I definitely think that Spirit is saying that this process, this journey for the both of you is teaching you both how to be more confident in yourselves, how to trust your own judgment better, and how to not allow the opinions, the thoughts, and the feelings of others to override what you both feel inside. I also think that a lot of insecurities between the both of you created a lot of miscommunications. And so I think Spirit is saying now that this time is to help you both feel confident in what your truths are and not back down from them, especially if you two do come together or come forward or have things to talk about that are more difficult. If you feel confident and stand in your power, it's going to help the both of you feel less afraid to be completely honest with one another. And, you know, I think that confidence in general is important to the both of you. So I think it is important for you both to trust in that confidence that you have been developing as you keep moving forward. So pile 1, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you want to support me in other ways, you can check out the extended, which, like I said, we're going to just be going deeper into this person's energy and what their 3D thoughts and feelings and actions are, and how that might be affecting you and how that might come through. I'm really intrigued to see this because their higher self has a lot of love. So I want to see how much of that love is they're actually tapping into and are aware of. But other ways to support me, you can check out my merch, you can check out my social media, all that will be linked below. You can like this video if you enjoyed it. You can comment down below and let me know how it resonated. Both those help for engagement. You can also subscribe and click that that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. But I think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope that this resonated for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. If you guys chose the Tumbled Rose Quartz, this is going to be your reading from your higher self and to the person that you're thinking of's higher self, and vice versa. So if you find that you resonate more with the other person, that is absolutely okay. You just have to flip-flop them. But instead of doing an energy check, this will kind of be the energy check. So you'll see what your higher self will say first, which should at the very least align somewhat with what you're thinking and feeling. I think it can be beneficial to see what your higher self wants to say, because your higher self breaks through the ego and things like that, and you're able to kind of see what feelings are maybe more so like your human perspective, your human experience, and what your spiritual self kind of thinks about a situation. But like I said, doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It can be about anything. But we're gonna go ahead and use the Star Power Tarot to see what your higher self would say to the person on your mind. So I pulled a card already just to get the general energy of what your higher self would say. So to start, we have the King of Wands. So one thing that I would definitely just say right off the bat is that I think your higher self is feeling pretty confident. I think that you probably have a good connection to your higher self. Like you feel like you can at the very least communicate and understand like what your higher self is trying to say. I'm gonna be honest, this just gives me like daddy energy. So I feel like your higher self kind of feels like a daddy right now. Obviously, you do not have to be a specific gender. Daddy energy is for everyone. It is just an energy that you may be experiencing, but I feel like you're probably feeling a lot more confident in yourself. It does kind of seem like you're taking inspired and empowered action towards your goals, towards your dreams. And I think more so than anything, I think that you're learning how to use your voice. Like you're learning how to speak for good. You're learning how to like speak up for yourself and speak your truth. And I actually think that you and your higher self have a pretty good relationship with one another, where you're both able to kind of like see where you're kind of able to tap into your higher self decently. And at the very least, like even if you don't want to tap into your higher self, it seems like your higher self knows how to tap into you. So it's like even when you want to ignore yourself, you can't necessarily do that. Okay, but let's see what your higher self would say to the person that you are thinking of right now. So Spirit. Okay, we have the Hermit upright. We have the Magician. We have the Three of Cups. Okay. We have the Chariot in reverse. We have Justice upright. And on the back of the deck, we have Temperance. So Holy Major Arcana. We have a lot of energies here. We have Sagittarius energy. We have tons of fire energy with the King of Wands. So that would be more Sag, Aries, and Leo. We have Cancer with the Chariot, Libra with Justice, and Virgo with the Hermit. But let's go ahead and look at your oracles now. So to start, we have Manifestation. We have a woman holding a coin. We have Patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own rhythm. I just heard Chained to the Rhythm by Katy Perry. I don't really know that song very well. I just know like I don't know, whatever the main part of the song is, the hook, the loop, I don't know. I'm not very good at music terms. We also have Deep Emotions, Unknown Feelings, Past Life Influences. We also have Horseman, Herald of Change. You guys got 2 animal cards. So your first animal is the modest mouse, contentment, stealth, humbleness, tiny keeper of inner strength. Help me to unlock my hidden potential. And we also have benevolent bull, generosity, prosperity, kindness, crescent horns reflecting the moon. Your kind and giving nature I would know. And finally, we have master number 44. Your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. I am supported. So this King of Wands energy definitely makes sense because you are 100% tapped into your higher self's energy. And I think, in fact, tapping into your higher self's energy is a lot of what has helped you to move forward, to progress, to change. And I think that you've already reached a level of decent success, at the very least financially, if not spiritually, whatever way you determine success. I always tell people that success is like subjective. If getting out of bed for the day is what you deem successful, then you're successful. But if being a millionaire is the only thing that you deem as being successful, then like you're not going to be successful until you do that. So success is definitely a subjective thing, but I think that whatever your subjective definition of success is, that is what your higher self wants to tell this person, that like that you feel more in tune with yourself, that you are gaining a lot of success. We have a lot about manifestation here. So I think you would tell this person that you're creating the life that you want, but also that you may be manifesting them back into your life. I do feel like with this deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences, for some of you, I'm definitely getting the vibe that this was romantic, but for others of you, I'm getting a vibe that this is like a really strong friendship connection or something like that, or a connection to somebody that's platonic but still difficult. Like you may have had difficulties with one another and you didn't really understand why, and it's like you wanted things to work out, but just it's almost like there were underlying things blocking you from moving forward. But for others, I definitely can see how this could be love related, because no matter what, it definitely seems like you would tell this person that they seem to be a very major part of your life, or their soul seems to be a major part of your life. And in fact, it does kind of seem like you've been making a lot of changes to hopefully align this connection into your life once more. With the Temperance card here, it's like you're trying to blend, like you're trying to balance yourself in all ways possible and also have patience. You know, we have the brain and the heart here. You're trying to balance your logic and your emotions. You're learning how to... One thing that I love here is that like you have this 15 with deep emotions and then this 30 with Herald of Change. And so it's like 15 is the same number as the Devil card in tarot. So I definitely think that this connection, whatever has transpired here and gone down, it's been a catalyst for you to change and to grow. And it's like these deep emotions have evoked change within you that have been very powerful. If your person is financially successful at all, they obviously don't have to be a woman. I do think that your higher self is saying that like they may have inspired you to go after to cultivate that for yourself, or your higher self just wants this person to know that like you're doing really well for yourself and that you're feeling a lot more secure in yourself. This has very much like Queen of Pentacles energy, so I feel like you're learning how to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, and to kind of be a self-sufficient badass is the best way I could say this. And one thing that I think that you're kind of aware of at this point is that the universe is supporting you, that the universe is making sure that you get what you deserve. And what I think is really interesting is that we had both you and I'm pretty sure your person does as well. I can't remember because I shuffled the cards a while ago, but I think you both are the only ones that got 2 of these cards. And so one thing that I'm thinking, I think that this is a specific message for you, that you definitely see yourself in a way that other people don't. Like, I think you see yourself as this mouse when other people kind of see you as this bull. Like, your energy is much stronger than I think you realize. But I also think that you would tell this person that you are very patient when it comes to allowing the universe to align you two together or to realign you together. With the Chariot in reverse, I'm actually getting a very specific message for some of you. If this is just a friend that you care about a lot and there's no hard feelings there, if this friend moved away or you moved away, I think that one thing that your higher selves are like trying to say to each other is that like nothing's the same without each other. Like, I think that you would probably tell this person that you miss them a lot, or that you really wish that they could be experiencing all of this with you. But this could definitely be a message, like, even if you're just in separation with somebody, or you're not seeing them. I do feel like at the very least, this is either like something online where you both are kind of separated by distance, or I do think that you're maybe not talking to this person right now. And I do think there's important reasons as to why. With the Three of Cups here, this always talks about like unions or reunions or things like that, and obviously the Three of Cups to me is always about happiness. And I just heard like, oh, we're the two best friends that anybody could ever have. And like, I think that you and this person are definitely just like two peas, whether this is romantic or not. I think that you both just have BHE, which I'm going to call big homie energy. And I think that you both like really resonate at the soul level for one another. But I think your higher self would say that they feel, your higher self would say to them that they feel blocked from being a part of your life. And that I think your higher self would say that that you feel a deeper connection to them that maybe you are willing to admit. And maybe you're somebody who is very comfortable in your own independence, so it's kind of weird for you to feel that way. But I think that your higher self would say that they want things to balance out here, that they're patient in allowing things to come together, but that your perspective and your outlook on life and on connections, whether romantic or platonic, are a lot healthier than they once were. But I think your higher self would definitely tell this person that you have unresolved emotions, unresolved feelings about whatever happened here, about something in your connection, and that you're patient in exploring it, but at the very least you do want to explore it. And with the Magician card here, I think you're learning how to cultivate your own success. There's even more energy here indicating that you are very in touch with your higher self. This Manifestation card, I think it's so cool because like there's almost a repeat of her just directly above her. And I think that's almost how close you are to your higher self. And I think that one thing that your higher self would say to this person is just how much fun you have with them and how fun they find your connection to be. I definitely think as well, if there isn't a commitment here, that your higher self is saying that they do see a commitment with this person if it is like something more romantic. If not, I think that they just would say that they view you as an equal partner, or that if they're like, for example, if this is a family member or somebody or a friend that you literally view as family, I think they're saying that they just want this situation to balance out, to even out. That I think your higher self would say that you don't want conflict, you don't want hard feelings, but it's like your higher self would say, I want to create this balance, I want to create this harmony again, but I don't know how to move forward here. There's something blocking me from moving forward, whether it's because this other person isn't receptive, we'll have to see. But I think your higher self would say, hey, I want to move forward with you. I want to move forward from this connection, like in a positive way, whether it's gaining closure and moving forward, whether it is reestablishing, like if you had a falling out with somebody, like reestablishing like a happier status quo, or if this is like a romantic connection, I think you would say that you've been working a lot on yourself alone, that you've been doing a lot of important inner work. I do think that you would say that you miss them and that you do feel like they're a very important connection in their life. I don't know why this lady kind of reminds me of Tyra Banks, even though she doesn't look that much like, she kind of looks like Tyra Banks, but not like very close to that. So I don't know if like dumb reality TV shows have like a significance in your connection or something like that. Sorry, Tyra, but That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But I think you're saying that, like, I think that what you would say is that you have a lot of love for this person, and I think that, or at the very least, you feel passionately about them. I guess I won't say that necessarily there's a lot of love here, but there's definitely a major connection to this person. Like, you feel there's a lot of major energy around this person, and whether they are a part of your soul family or not, it definitely seems like they are either in your life for a season or for a reason to help you manifest what it is that you want, to herald great change. And I definitely think that this is somebody that you have not been able to let go of, even if they're not in your life currently. Yeah, literally, like with that Four of Pentacles, it's like you have not been able to let go of this or to let go of the past. I think that you would say that, like, you're doing pretty well. Oh my God, I just heard Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. I don't know if that's related to this pile, but I do know that that song is just a bop, so it could just be spirit being like, listen to the song. But I definitely think that overall you would tell this person that you're focused on yourself, you're focused on manifesting your own abundance, but that you do want things to be good here. You do want things to balance out, to even out, that you do want things to kind of, if there have been any difficulties, Temperance can also talk about reconciling and to come to even ground and to move to calmer waters. So I think more than anything, it's like you want there to be stability in this connection again, or maybe you're manifesting that stability or manifesting the opportunity to be able to kind of sit down with this person and open up and be authentic with them and be honest with them. So I definitely think that your higher self would say that you're manifesting them, that you're manifesting an opportunity to set the record straight, to find closure with this person, to reignite something, reestablish something, or to just, I think the biggest thing for you though is that, like, you're manifesting some type of shift in this connection. And I think what you would say to this person, or what your higher self would say to this person, is, I'm ready to move forward now, but energetically I feel blocked for whatever reason. I feel like it's not time. So we'll have to see where this person is coming from, because that might give us a better idea as to why. It's quite possible that this person is not ready for that yet, which is why they could be blocking it. Oh shoot, I forgot to pull some channel messages from your higher self, so I'm going to do that really quickly. So this can be from your higher self to you, or from your higher self to your person. I'm just going to kind of let whatever come through. So what does pile 2's higher self want to say at this time? What does pile 2's higher self? Okay. I will enjoy the connections with people who love, cherish, and value me. And I need more hours of sleep. My brain deserves the break from all these thoughts throughout the day. So yeah, I definitely think that this situation has been heavy on your mind. And I think maybe in the past, either one or both of you didn't love, value, or cherish this connection. And I think maybe this person is learning a lot about that. When I start loving myself more, the universe will begin to show me abundance. So I think that you've been learning a lot too about how to be compassionate towards yourself instead of being so hard on yourself. We also have, I can definitely be nicer to people. Then I wonder why I'm mad when people are rude. So maybe at times you've taken out your feelings on other people, or you've just felt like, it's almost like through understanding yourself, you can understand why people act the way they act, or why they might say or do the things that they do. But I definitely think one thing that your higher self is saying is that your higher self is no longer taking connections for granted. Your higher self is no longer taking, allowing people to take from them that do not add to their life. And I think that your higher self is just learning how to be more grounded and connected, because we also have, how can I connect with nature today, even for a few minutes? So I think you're learning how to kind of get outside, get out of your own way, to how to get out of your own box, and to connect with the natural elements more. I think you're learning how to ground a lot of your experiences in the physical. And this popped out too. I'm now ready for the change, no matter how big or small it's time. It's like, yeah, it's like you want this person to know that you're ready for change, either in your connection or in your life in general, and they may be connected to it in some sort of way. Oh my God, I just heard Type of Way by Rich Homie Quan. So I don't know if that's a relevant message either. Just another bop, I guess. So let's go ahead and see what this person's higher self would say to you. So like with the last pile, I started with an overall energy, and their overall energy is the Hierophant. So the biggest thing that I would say is that in the time that has passed between you and this person, whatever has gone down, it has really greatly impacted them on a spiritual level. I think that they are, whatever has gone down between the two of you, like they've been kind of forced to look at themselves a bit deeper, and they've kind of had their horizons broadened in a way where they wouldn't have had it before. Yeah, like with Judgment popping out here, I'm just cutting the deck, but it's like this person has so much more awareness than they once did. And I think that they credit you with helping them with that in a lot of ways. There's something about witchcraft here. So you may have inspired this person to like get into witchcraft, or to get into like understanding like alchemy, or just like getting into maybe more metaphysical things, which is kind of ironic because the Hierophant is a lot about tradition. But I do think that this person is learning how also, like, one thing that you've taught them, I think, is they're learning now how their upbringing maybe affected their outlook on life, and how that may have been like a really rigid and impractical way of looking. But I also think that this kind of has like getting my shit together energy. So I definitely think that this person is saying that like they're trying to do things the right way now. They're trying to do things in a way that is spiritually aligned with who they are. That's still grounded and practical as well. But let's see, what else, Spirit? What would Pile 2's higher self, Pile 2's person's higher self say to them, please? Okay, yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So there's a lot about like family here. There's a lot about tradition and family, and how that has affected them. We have Strength. So we have Taurus and Leo energy, which are both fixed signs. Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles. A lot of Earth energy here. Well, we have the Ace of Swords. Wow, Spirit. Okay, we have the Hermit upright. And on the back of the deck, oh my God, once again, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is interesting. So this was the back of the deck on Pile 1, and there are definitely similar cards. So, but the energies are definitely, they're kind of similar, but they're not entirely the same. So if you felt drawn to that, there may be something there for you, but if not, it's all good. Okay, let's see what your oracles say too. So we have Variance. We have Cause and Effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. We also have Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. We have Walking Away. We have Sacred Purpose, Eternal Flame, Ancestral Legacy. We also have Optimistic Otter, Positivity, Imagination, Playfulness, Gentle and Carefree Nature. Spirit, teach me to enjoy the simple things in life. And number 13, I am confident. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with the creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. Okay. So actually, one thing that Spirit told me, I need to grab the book really quickly because Spirit said that I won't be able to do this card justice if I'm not able to actually look at what the book says. And I definitely don't want to waste y'all's time. So instead of just grasping at straws, we're just going to go to the source and see what the book wants to say about variance. So let's see, Spirit. Differing perceptions of ego and soul. Today, you may not feel like yourself. You and your soul are looking at the same thing, but are seeing it differently. Your emotions and reactions are a combination of your thoughts and your soul's thoughts. When they don't align, you feel wobbly. Variance is a way of explaining the wobble. When you have the same perspective as your soul, things feel right. They may seem satisfactory and easy. No limiting beliefs or patterns are triggered, but there is a feeling that all is well. Your soul will never join you in judgment, blame, or hurt because it is not the truth of you. and it's not the perspective of love. How you feel reveals how aligned you are with your soul. If you experience something that doesn't feel quite right, take a breath and come back to center. You will begin to feel better and inspired to navigate your inner radar and ready to receive your soul's transmissions. So, wow, okay. This makes a ton of sense because I definitely think that this person's higher self is coming through to say, like, listen, I only have so much power here. Because one thing's for sure is that, like, we're constantly getting disconnected from our higher selves, from our true selves. And one of the difficult things about, living on earth and having like a human body is that it is very easy to get caught up in the ego. It's very easy to get caught up in the perceptions of the world. And I think one thing that this person's higher self is saying is that they are learning how to break out of the things that they have been taught, and that in fact they're getting better and they're improving, but it's taking time. One thing that I am hearing though is that they're walking away from a lot of beliefs, prejudices, I'm hearing stigmas and things that they have inherited from either their religion, from their family, kind of like, honestly, like they're healing their ancestral line, which is part of their purpose. And I think that you have played, their higher self is saying that you've played a big role in illuminating the truth for this person. Because one thing that I'm hearing is that you are kind of a catalyst, and their soul's higher self wants you to know this, that you are a catalyst, or were a catalyst, for them to realize how off base their original perceptions were. Because we have Leo and Taurus energy, which are both fixed. And I do think that this person maybe was like raised in a family that had very fixed and limited perceptions of things. They could also have been controlled financially or had expectations that they needed to achieve certain things. So whether that's like doing a certain job that's a part of like the family, like line, like, or something like that. It's almost like there was a lot of expectations placed on this person, and I think that it really was not in alignment with them, because they seem to have such a like, this optimistic otter seems to be their true self, like this gentle, carefree spirit that just wants to enjoy the simple things. But I think they had it drilled in them from an early age that they needed to be focused on wealth, focused on success, focused on like protecting and providing, and making sure that they're bringing honor to their family and not dishonoring anyone, but also being successful. I think this person places a lot of their worth on their own success. But I think what their higher self would say first is that they're grateful to the compassion that you've shown them, and they're grateful for what you've illuminated about them and about like life. I definitely think that they want things to improve in this situation, but they feel kind of powerless to change things right now. They're still kind of learning how to surrender, and they definitely, I think, still fight between their ego and their soul all the time. And so variance is something that I think they're still working through. And I think that if they did anything to sever this connection, to destroy this connection, if they were the ones that walked away from this connection, I think that they're saying that was more so, it could have been their soul calling them to do that, but if it was their soul calling them to do that, it was out of protection or out of love. Like, this person is like, their higher self is saying, I would have harmed you, or not in like a physically like abusive way, but like I would have maybe hurt you with my actions or my behaviors. And I also think that this person just needed to be like, needed their life to be illuminated through them. Like they needed to come to conclusions themselves, because they are a little bit like stubborn in certain ways. But I think their higher self is saying that they have a lot more clarity now about the situation, about you, about why things are here. I think that this person is taking responsibility for their actions, or at the very least they're trying to. I think they're recognizing, for some of you, they may recognize that there's a sacred purpose between you or them, or they may be crediting you with illuminating what their sacred purpose is, or how they were being distracted from their sacred purpose because of distortions that their family taught them, or distortions around the society that they grew up in that they were forced to abide by. But I think they would want you to know that they're starting a new beginning for themselves. And in fact, they credit you and your strength with inspiring them to do this. I think they also are saying that they feel the strength of this connection, and that in a perfect world, like, nothing would have happened between the two of you. But I think that they're kind of saying, like, these things definitely happened for a reason. I think that this person is also in a hermit mode. So I think it's cool that you guys are kind of mirroring that energy, where you both are kind of trying to find your own inner truths. And I think that this person would say that right now, their higher self is just trying to find their truth. I do think that they are working really hard to build themselves up, whether they have their own business, or whether they work for a company, or they're a student, whatever they may be doing. I think that they are working really hard to build their own abundance and to build a solid foundation for themselves. I also think that they are definitely saying that they're not, like, if this is like an emotional connection, like if this is a more romantic type thing, I think this person's higher self is coming through to say that they're maybe not at that place quite yet. Yeah, they're more in a place of friendship, but that they view you as a really wonderful friend, and that they, if they lost you as a friend, I think that they definitely feel regret for that. And if this is a more romantic connection, or it has been romantic in the past, I think this person is saying that, like, they definitely want to, like, clear the air with you. They want things to improve here, but they definitely want to go slow, and that they need time and space to, like, get rid of this variance, essentially, where they need to be able to be in alignment with their soul and what their soul's truth about you and your situation together is. Because one thing that I'm seeing here is that they recognize now that it's an act of self-betrayal to allow the opinions of others to force them to direct their life in a certain way. And so it's like they never want to make the mistake again of allowing the beliefs and the opinions of others to distort their truth. So instead of, like, being open to what anyone else has to say, it's their higher self is coming through to say, like, hey, we're figuring out our truth right now. I'm trying my best to get through to my 3D self and you know, help kind of get rid of this variance going on. But I'm confident that I'm going to get there, and I'm confident that things are going to get better, and I'm confident that things are going to be improving for me. And I think that they're also saying that, like, they feel the strength of this connection as well, no matter what type of person you are to them. I think that one thing that they would say is that, like, they are realizing now where maybe they wrongfully judged you or wrongfully viewed you as something that you weren't, because they were either projecting their own insecurities or projecting their own fears. But one thing that I think that they're saying is that they're taking accountability for how their actions could have created this outcome. They're taking accountability for kind of everything that's happened. And it's kind of interesting, you both are in this hermit mode. So I think you both are kind of acknowledging that maybe you both miss each other, that maybe you both are, like, working on your healing. But I don't think that they are, I guess we'll see in the extended how tapped in they are to this truth of theirs, but they're definitely, like, in this process of recognizing that their 3D reality is not their own inner truth, and they're kind of actively learning how to walk away from that. And I think if they walked away from you or hurt you in any way, they're saying that they feel that they did what was best for everyone, and maybe they didn't act in the way that was best. But I think that they've learned from that, and they're recognizing that, like, maybe they didn't go about it in the best way, and they're willing to pay for the repercussions of that. But they want you to understand that they needed to, in order to find their truth, find their own inner light, and see what their inner light is actually saying. But that things are kind of getting better for them as well, and that they are improving. So let's see what their higher self wants to say to you. I'm ready for change, no matter how big or small, it's time. So I think that definitely they're getting to that point where they're ready for change. They're ready to walk away from what doesn't serve them. I wonder, I'm going to be interested to see how receptive their 3D self is, though. Why do I let that person trigger me? There's something I don't like about myself in that actual person. What is it? So I think that they're saying that maybe there's something about you that triggers them, or maybe is why they walked away. It's also quite possible that other people triggered them, which in turn caused them to act in ways towards you that they didn't mean. And they're like, why did I let that get to me? Like, why did I believe that person? Or why did I allow that shit to happen? Like, they regret it. It's time to take a new path. I'm scared, but I know I'm divinely protected. So yeah, this person is like gearing up for a new beginning, but I don't know how aligned their 3D self is with it. So their higher self is saying like, I just saw like the Judge Judy meme, you know, where she's like tapping on her watch, like, let's go. Like, I see that as this person's higher self. Like, they're like, okay, like, let's go. Time is money. Like, come on. And I can't hold in these emotions. I need to feel them. I'm sad and crying. I need to feel them. I'm sad and crying is closer to healing. And on the back of the deck is, I know I'm better than this. I know I deserve better because I truly am a good soul. And so I think that this person is realizing that they are not their actions, that they are not their ego, that they are so much more. And that compassion is so much stronger than hate and malice and prejudice and ego. I also cut the deck and we saw, I will surrender to things in my life I have no control over. So this person is learning how to let go of the things that they don't have control over, and lovingly allowing the things that they do. They're loving, okay, sorry, I messed that up. Your person is lovingly allowing things that they can't control to like just kind of breeze by, while also making space for their soul to come through so that they can make decisions in the highest good for themselves. But we are going to finish this off before we go into the extended with some advice. But I will say in the extended, we're going to be looking at this person's, their 3D selves feelings for you, and their 3D selves, like the actions they're going to be taking towards you, towards this connection. And then we're going to be going super in depth into advice and kind of see what is shifting here, so that you can kind of be aware of, okay, is this connection going to be on your radar anytime soon? Is there going to be really anything happening? Or is this just a shift that spirit wants you to be aware of that's happening in the background? So let's finish off with some advice though. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? Communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So I definitely think that Spirit is saying it is incredibly important to figure out what your truth is about this connection, because I do think that there will be an opportunity, because at the very least their higher self is trying to create that. I think you've been manifesting that as well. And so I think that you both like want to sit down and talk about this, whether it's to clear the air, whether it's, you know, to say I'm sorry, whether it's to gain closure. I think that there's definitely a conversation that needs to happen between the two of you. We also have nothing will come of this situation. So I think one thing that Spirit is saying is ruminating over the past and wondering how like you could change things is not really going to help that outcome or change the future. I think Spirit is saying the past already happened. It is what it is. Now it's time to maybe stay present and think about how you can learn from your past so that you don't recreate those energies in the future. And you know, sometimes the people around us create those, but I think what Spirit is saying is, how did your actions lead to this? What actions do you think that you took that maybe gave this person the wrong impression, or wasn't in alignment with your truth, where there was maybe variance between your ego and your soul? So I think that maybe you're a bit further along on your healing journey than this person is. And I think that's because they've had stronger ego distortions that they've had to overcome. And especially if they have a lot of fixed placements, which the fixed placements are Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. It's a bit harder. I think it's a bit harder for them to change their perspective, but they are doing it. Well, yeah. Yep, that's pretty much what I said. So expect powerful change. I think Spirit is saying that like this powerful change, like you both are powerfully changing right now, and that is what's going to allow you to align in the future. But yeah, you should definitely expect there to be powerful changes, but like ruminating over the past and how you could have changed things there, Spirit's saying like it's really not worth your time or energy. We also have hold your vision, fixed moon. So I do think the things that you do need to be fixed about are your truth in this situation. So like, if you know that you and this person like need to come together for closure, or that you and this person like want to come together for a second chance, or that you want the opportunity for a second chance, or that like if you don't want to let go of this friendship or you want to resolve any conflicts here. I think Spirit is saying trust in that, but recognize that maybe now is not the time yet. But the good news is, with on the back of the deck, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. So it could be happening sooner than you think. But now I'm going to take it over into the extended, where we will just kind of see where this person is at. And then you'll kind of be able to gauge like, okay, if this is where they're at, this is where I'm at. This is what it seems like is happening. But we'll look at the shifts that are coming for you. We'll see the energies around everything. And we'll go super in depth into how your person is feeling on the 3D, what their actions they're planning on taking in the 3D, and we're gonna get tons and tons and tons of advice. So if you want to check out the extended, feel free, that will be linked below. But if you are leaving me here, that is totally fine. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you want to support me in other ways, of course, you can check out the extended. You can check out my social media, you can check out my merch, you can comment and like this video for engagement. That helps me so much. And you can also subscribe, which is incredibly helpful as well. And you can click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this reading resonated. Definitely feel free to let me know how. I would love to hear. I always love reading your guys' comments. You guys are so funny. Yeah, I think that is all I have to say. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the clear quartz with the like little Reiki cloud on it, this is going to be your reading. We are going to see what your higher self would say to the person on your mind, and then we will see what their higher self would say to you. So we are going to be starting with you, and I'm going to be using the Star Power Tarot for that. And one thing I did want to mention is that if you find that you're resonating more with the other person and they're flip-flopped, that's absolutely okay. Just kind of go about it in the way that works for you, but you may want to try a different pile if that's the case, because it may be possible that it could be flip-flopped. So I already pulled one card just to kind of see your higher self's overall energy towards this person. So it's the Sun. So I would definitely say that your higher self views this person in a very favorable light. I would say that your higher self is really happy like about this person. They view you and your higher self probably view this person as like a really special part of your life, as just a really special person. You probably really value their energy, and you probably find that they kind of light you up inside, and that they illuminate a lot of aspects about you as well that you were unaware of before. So no matter what, this definitely seems like a significant person in your life. But let's go ahead and see what your higher self would say. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Star. So what else would pile 3's higher self say to the person on their mind? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have Judgment and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, so Holy Major Arcana. We have the Six of Cups. Oh, and on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. Wow, okay. So let's look at your oracles, and then we'll get into what your higher self would say. So to start, we have Expansion, number 44. We have the Mystical Moth, Spirituality, Psychic Ability, Passion, Shimmering Maiden of the Moon, Uncover the Arcane Knowledge I Seek. We also have number 27, I Am Expressive. We have Go with the Flow, Letting Go, Cleansing, Receiving. We have Deep Quiet, Meditation, and Stillness. I love how similar these two cards look. And if you notice, there's a 44 and an 11. So 11, 44, or those two numbers could be significant. We also have Journey. And finally, we have Tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. Wow, okay. This is like a kind of an intense message. So I would imagine that if you haven't been able to communicate with this person, or you haven't been honest with this person about how you're feeling, I could imagine you have a lot of pent up energy about this. It's kind of interesting to think about what kind of dynamic may exist between you and the person that you have on your mind. Because I'm definitely getting the vibe that your overall impression of them and your overall viewpoint of them has definitely evolved over time. And one thing that I'm hearing is, I just heard like blessing in disguise. And so I think one thing that you would say to this person is that they are a blessing in disguise, and maybe it took you a while to realize that. But with the sun, the star, the wheel of fortune, and judgment, I think you would say to this person that they've really greatly impacted your life in a positive way. Your higher self would tell them that they have helped you. What's that meme that's like, do you know the way? Like, I feel like meeting them or their presence in your life has helped you know your own way, or find your own way. And I'm hearing like the song On My Way. Oh gosh, what's it by? Who's it by? I know Sabrina Carpenter's the one that sings it, but I think it's produced by somebody else. So it's called On My Way by Sabrina Carpenter. She's the singer in it at the very least, but I know that it's like produced and by someone else. So unfortunately, I can't remember that part. But one thing that I would say is that you would tell this person that their presence in your life is definitely not a coincidence. And in fact, their presence in your life has created an insane amount of awareness within you that you didn't have before. I feel like you're very passionate about this person, that you have just a lot that I feel like you want to say to them, especially with I am expressive. Your mind is wide open and you are tolerant and compassionate, which is interesting because tolerance came out here twice. All ways of life, you value freedom of expression and want to improve the conditions of people, whether in your community, country, or the world at large. I am expressive. So I definitely think that maybe you and this person come from different places, or that maybe you come from different perspectives, but in fact, you may be realizing now that their difference of perspective is a blessing rather than a blockage or a barrier. I definitely feel like this person has impacted your ability, like your psychic abilities, like you may be awakening more. And I also think that you would tell this person that you're grateful for them, or your higher self would say, because I guess I want to remind you that there is a distinction between your higher self and like your 3D self. And we'll actually see this in the extended, because after we look at like what your person's higher self would say to you in the extended, we're going to look at like how their 3D self is feeling, what their 3D actions are. So we'll see how connected they are to their higher self. And so for you, this is an interesting opportunity for you to see like how connected you truly are to your higher self, because this is what your higher self is saying. This is not necessarily what your 3D self is saying. This is your truth without ego, your truth without confusion, logic, kind of muddying things. This is your spiritual version's highest truth. You may credit this person with helping you get more into your own spirituality or your own spiritual development. Maybe not like directly, but indirectly, like maybe just the events that transpired between you two caused you to want to seek out answers more. I feel like you would tell this person that you are not the same since you've met them. But I also just heard in my head, like, we are not the same, I am a Martian, which is a song called Martians versus Goblins by The Game. So that is also, that's a good song. Anyway, I think that one thing that you're learning about and that you want to tell this person that you're learning is to let go of control so much, go with the flow. I think you would tell this person that you're learning how to be more open-minded and to make space for people to show up in whichever way they want to express themselves, rather than placing expectations on people to show up in a certain way. I definitely think that with the Six of Pentacles being on the back of the deck, they've kind of, I feel like your higher self would tell this person that you feel like they're a gift from the universe for you, and that they feel like a blessing. And for some of you, like I'm saying, it's definitely a blessing in disguise. But with the Six of Cups here, I think that overall you have really sweet feelings for this person, or at least your higher self does. Your higher self may recognize that that the both of you are soul family, or there's like a deep familiarity, like you may have had past lives together, or there just may be like a resonance with both your inner children that helps you both connect in a way that you're not able to connect with others. If you're at a distance from this person, I feel like you would tell them that you miss them and that you wish you could go see them, or that you would go see them if the opportunity arose. For some of you, it may be just a matter of time, like just with how the world is right now. If you're watching this when it's uploaded, your higher self may want to say that like you want to see them, or you want to maybe travel with them. I think though that your higher self would say that they're very grateful for this person that you're thinking of to be in their life, or to once be in their life, because they've kind of helped you set a trajectory on your own life journey, and to help you figure out where you're going. It does kind of seem like your higher self wants to instigate something with this person, with the Ace of Wands, whether it's an opportunity to see one another, an opportunity to do something fun together, whether it's just simply reaching out or doing something creative with one another. I don't know why. This wand made me think of like blowing bubbles, and then I heard in my head bubble blowing babies, which is a SpongeBob reference. So maybe you both are like kind of, even if you both are super tough and act really tough on the outside, maybe on the inside you both are just, bubble blowing babies, goofy goobers that are bubble blowing babies. And maybe that is one thing that your higher self is saying, like, that you feel like you connect with this person in that way. I feel like they have definitely broadened your horizons. And I think one thing that you would tell them is that you have a lot more clarity, I think, about their purpose in your life, or you have a lot more clarity about why the universe brought you two together, or why the universe set you on a course to meet each other. For some of you, if you feel like this is a soul connection that is meant to be in your life for a long time, I feel like you would tell this person that 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 they're in your life for a reason, not a season, and that you're very grateful to go on this crazy journey of life with them, or that you want to have them be a part of your life journey more. I'm feeling called to look at this yellow card right here. What is... Oh my God. Okay, so we have the Lovers popping out, which is definitely Gemini energy, but also it can represent someone very special to you. But I would take this, so since this doesn't just have to be love, like obviously this is a very major connection, and I would say this person's soul, it like resonates with you at a very deep level. I feel like you both are kind of like cut from the same cloth. So whether this is romantic or not, I feel like your higher self would say that you would choose this person over and over and over again. I think that there is nothing that you wouldn't do for this person, but I think one thing that you've learned is that you have to do for yourself first before you can do for others, and that's maybe one big lesson that you've been learning. Maybe you've been learning that like you have to stop giving to the wrong people all the time. I'm called to notice too that you have like 2 6s here, and 6s are the number of unconditional love, and I do think that this person has taught you a lot about love and a lot about life in general. And the cool thing is that I don't think it's necessarily them like up at a chalkboard being like, okay, pile 3, so here's what you need to know about this, here's what you need to know about that, but just the experiences that you've gone through together, the good and the bad, have been incredibly enlightening for you. And I think that your higher self would say that you're open to receiving anything from this person, you're open to them in your life. Like if they're not currently in your life right now, I feel like you would tell them that you're open to receiving them into your life, or you're open to seeing what could happen between the two of you. If you miss this person, I feel like your higher self is saying that they miss them and that they want to start something new or restart something or just reach out and spend time with you. I think that this person has given you a lot of hope and also kind of shown you a lot about yourself that you weren't aware of before. They've definitely been a very illuminating presence in your life. And I think that you definitely see them as a light in your life or one of the lights of your life. We have a ton of zodiac signs here, so I'll just kind of list them off. We already saw Gemini. We have Leo with the sun, Aquarius with the star, and I think that's all I'm seeing. But with this deep, quiet meditation and stillness, I think that your higher self would also say that they visit this person in their dreams or in meditation and vice versa. I think that your higher self would also say that they're grateful for all the lessons that have happened between the two of you because it's only helped you grow and evolve and become the person that you're meant to be. I think that you have like almost an intense awareness of something about this connection that you didn't have before. Either it's an importance in your life or the reason why it's meant to be here. Something of that nature. But I would say overall, if there's been any like bad blood or difficult things that have happened between you two, I think your higher self would say that you've healed a lot of that you've let go of a lot of that, and that you're kind of coming out on the other side of any difficulties with this connection with a higher perspective, a more enlightened perspective. And also I think your deepening spirituality and your deepening connection to the world is allowing you to expand your horizons, expand your belief systems, and expand your belief of what you believe is possible. So I think you would definitely, your higher self would tell this person that you probably want to express a lot of things to them if you haven't already, and that you're very grateful for their role in your life and how they have helped you grow and evolve. So let's go ahead and see what they would say to you then, because clearly on your end, this is some pretty powerful energies here. So, oh shoot, I forgot. I pulled channeled messages for the other piles as well. This Seven of Cups wanted to pop out. So I'm just going to leave that there while I pull your channeled messages, because now as I was putting the judgments on the back of the deck now as I was putting them together. And I think maybe one thing that your higher self would say to this person is that for a long time, you were probably really, really confused as to why this connection was in your life, or why you were experiencing things or feeling things the certain way that you were. I think that you have a lot more clarity about yourself, a lot more clarity about yourself than you once had. And I think that this person has helped you see yourself in a more positive light or in a more empowered light in some way. But let's see, Spirit, what would pile one's higher self, pile one, oops, I didn't mean to say that, pile three, sorry. What would pile three's higher self say to the person that they are thinking of, or what would they say in general? Am I truly loving myself enough to love another person? So I think that's what you're in the process of learning right now. I will meet new people. I want to get to know me. I am confident with who I am to share myself with others. I love myself to add more movement and exercise in my day. I know I'll feel better overall. And why do I let that person trigger me? There's something I don't like about myself and that actual person. What is it? And we also have, why am I overthinking? I know the answer once I quiet my thoughts. So I would definitely say, like, your higher self would also tell this person that you've just, like, when it comes to this connection, you've probably just been the energy of, like, I am confusion. Like, I think that this connection has been very confusing. I feel like this person has definitely triggered you a lot. And at first you probably didn't understand why. We also have this, don't look back, it wasn't working out for me, it's time to be strong. So I think that your higher self would say that you're trying to stay present and move forward, like you're putting the past in the past. And I think that you're realizing where you went wrong in the past, where you may have thought that you were more ready for something than you really were, or that you were more in the energy of love than you truly were. I think that you're meeting a new version of yourself, and as a result, you want to meet new people, or just meet people that can show up in an authentic way, the same way as you. I also think that you have been working on getting out your mental energy with movement or exercise, or your higher self is suggesting that you do that, maybe hoping that you do that. But with this, why do I let that person trigger me? I think the biggest thing is that like their triggers were also, a lot of the triggers related to this connection, no matter what type of connection it is, were meant to show you how to be more tolerant towards yourself and towards others. And we have the World popping out, like that was just underneath the deck, and Spirit wanted me to show you it. So I definitely think that there's a cycle ending for you, and that your higher self wants this person's higher self to know that like you're growing and evolving and changing, and like you're not the same person that you once were. Like you're beginning to build your legacy, as I think is what you would say to this person. So let's go ahead and see what they would say to you now. So we're switching gears, and I'm going to be using the Star Power Tarot for them. But their overall energy towards you, let me just make sure I have this correctly. I believe this is the Six of Swords. I'm taking it as the Six of Swords. It could be the Six of Wands, but I feel more of a Six of Swords vibe from this, so that's what I'm going to go with until I either see another Swords card or I know otherwise. I feel like this person's overall energy with you is, especially if it's the Six of Swords, is that their higher self very much just wants to move on from whatever happened in the past between you two. They want to move forward to calmer waters. I feel like they kind of just want to, you know, let the past be the past, but they may want to like address things first, like, you know, kind of talk about maybe things that transpired between the two of you, not because they want to like drudge up old shit, but to kind of just close that chapter for good. I do think though, if this is the Six of Wands, I would definitely say that like they feel more, you have helped them to feel more confident and successful. You've helped inspire them to want more and to go after more. But I do think that this is more like an energy about burying the hatchet in a way. Okay, but we'll just have to see. So, Spirit, what else? What would pile three's persons, and by person, obviously this doesn't mean your person, but by your person, the person you have in mind. Yes. Well, we're explaining ASO, get back to shuffling. What would their higher self say to pile three? Okay, the Page of Pentacles, or Pentacles, as I like to say. We have the Hermit. Wow, the Hermit card has been very popular recently. So we have the Fool. Which way do you want to... Okay. So the Fool. What else would pile three's person's higher self say to them? The Star. So we have the Star coming out twice. What else would they say? The High Priestess. I feel like I have to sneeze. Have I ever seen a white horse? Oh, pro tip. If you're ever about to sneeze and you don't want to sneeze, or if somebody's about to sneeze and you want to ruin their sneeze, when they're about to sneeze, ask them if they've ever seen a white horse. For some reason, it stops you from sneezing. It's so weird. But yeah, and wow, okay, and on the back of the deck is the Moon. So I feel like this is super powerful because on your end, we started with the Sun for you, and with this person, we're ending with the Moon. And I think what's even cooler is that, like, you know, obviously the Sun is a star, and, you know, the Moon is the Moon, but like this is the Moon Power Tarot and you had the Star Power Tarot. So I just heard Divine Masculine in my ear. So there could be some DMs in this pile. Or if you're asking about like a DM, you may find that you resonate more with this side. But both of these energies are like intense. So, and remember, divine masculine energy, like we have both, we have both divine feminine, divine masculine energy in both of us. And it doesn't matter like what your gender identity is or anything like that. It's more so about like the energy you exude and the energy you resonate with. But let's go ahead and look at your oracles now. So to start, wow, okay, yeah, we have light beings. We have present, you are able to live in the moment, and You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. We have Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. Let's see, we also have friendship, support, unity, play, fun. We have man holding a heart. That gave me butterflies for some reason. Like, so kind of intense. We also have the orderly owl, wisdom, perception, discipline, solitary watcher of the night, give me sacred vision in the moonlight, and earnest elephant, gentleness, temperance, goodwill, pillar of patience and kindness, bless my heart with your gentle nature. And finally, we have number 10, I am ingenious. You have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct how things should carry out. I need to know if this is the Six of Wands or the Six of Swords though. So I'm just gonna like look through here really quickly and see if anything comes through. And naturally I'm only seeing like Pentacles. And okay, so the Wands look a bit different. Where the hell are the Swords? Because that's Wands. That's major. That's Wands. See, that looks more like Wands. Okay, so the Swords, I guess, look like legit swords. I don't know why it took me that long to find a damn sword, but like, I guess this is the Six of Wands. So I think it was meant to resonate for both. So take which one resonates more, but I do think that this must be the Six of Wands. So this person's higher self, what would they say to you? You definitely have a very special place in this person's heart. With this man holding a heart card, I don't get like intense emotional, well, that's a lie. I do get intense emotional reactions all the time when I'm reading, but that one was like, so, usually they're more subtle. They don't usually like pop out like this or like pop out in an intense way. So I definitely think this person would say that like you have their heart, like, or they will always have a piece of you in their heart. Whether this is a platonic or a romantic connection, I definitely think that this person sees you as someone incredibly special. That star energy is mirrored for the both of you. And so one thing that I think that this person would say to you, or their higher self is trying to say to you, is that like they see you in the same light that you see them, in terms of like the positive aspects of how you see them. Your higher selves literally think the world of one another. And the fact that you had that Ace of Wands energy, I definitely think it aligns with this person's higher self coming through with a Fool energy, because no matter what type of connection this is, I do feel like this person either wants to have a fresh start with you, or to like kind of set the record straight and clear the slate, wipe the slate clean, I guess. This person doesn't just see you as like a person for a specific reason. Naturally, there has to be yard work going on right now, but okay. Anyway, this person I think would say that if you're not currently if they're not currently in your life, I think that they're trying their best to just stay present, but they may have difficulties right now because I think they feel you very strongly. And I think their higher self really wants victory and success with this connection. So maybe for some of you, you've already reestablished something and your higher selves are kind of like saying that they're excited for something new to start. But I also think that this is this person's higher self would say that they understand now how their actions and their choices also created certain outcomes. I think that they would say that they understand their role in all of this as well. They understand why how their actions may have created the dynamic that was established between you, or that faltered because of the both of you. I think that this person, yeah, like you guys are totally like bubble blowing babies. Like with this friendship card, you know, support, fun, unity, play. I think that like what you both really love about each other is this energy of like being yourselves and being silly and feeling free to just be who you are. This person would tell you, or their higher self at the very least would say that they come visit you a lot. So I definitely think that you guys show up in one another's dreams. I definitely think that you both like, you know, are kind of, your energies are around one another, whether you're trying to or not. I just heard the Justin Bieber song Lonely. Like, I'm so fucking lonely. I think that you're one of the few people that makes this person feel not lonely. It's like you're almost a missing puzzle piece in a lot of ways. And I think this person's higher self would say, contrary to what you may think, I've been spending a lot of time alone and just focusing on my own fresh start. I think they see you as someone, they see you in this connection as worthy of investing in, but there hasn't been much to show for it. Like, there hasn't been much growth, or there hasn't been much evolution here, either because things were halted, or you're not in the same place right now, or whatever the reason may be. But I think this person would say that they tune into your energy a lot, or they feel your energy a lot, they feel you around them a lot, and they feel very psychically connected to you. But I think this person would definitely say that they are confused and definitely a little afraid, especially with the Eight of Swords in the back of, underneath the moon. I think that this person maybe tries to distract themselves when it comes to you and your energy sometimes. But I think they know their truth when it comes to the situation. They know how they feel about things when it comes to you. And I think that their higher self would say that they're following their intuition when it comes to you, when it comes to this connection, whatever it may be. And also with the moon card here, I think that this person would say that you've really illuminated a lot within them and shown them their shadows. I think you've also really, you've also been a catalyst for them to awaken spiritually as well, to develop their psychic gifts as well. And I think that this person knows that your soul connection to them is something that is hard to describe and hard to understand. And they're kind of cool at this point with not fully understanding it. With light beings here, I definitely think that you both could be star seeds, or you could have a lot of star energy through you. I think that your light bodies are very familiar with one another. And I think maybe one of your struggles that you and this person have is that you may feel this deep sense of resonance and familiarity with one another, but maybe you know their 3D self less. And so it's like, why do I feel this connection to this person? Like, why do I feel like I'm fighting so hard for this or want this so badly when I feel like I don't really know them, or I don't really know their human self? I feel like this person's higher self would come through to say, I know your light body, I know your soul. And their higher self is saying, I know your soul. And that is something so special and so important to me. And there's this quote, I think it's, I think the Buddha said it, but it's, only 3 things in life are certain: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And I think that if there are any, the fact that we started with the sun and we're ending with the moon, I think that there's some type of truth that needs to be expressed between the two of you, and your higher selves are wanting to do that. With the star, the fact that you both got the star and we have light beings and all of this star energy, I think that both of your souls, like both of you, your third eyes have definitely awakened a bit. And also I think that both of you are kind of seeing the truth of your souls and not allowing, and I guess you're kind of looking at your history together, or the past, or what maybe whatever has gone down with the two of you. This person definitely looks at it in a very like, yup, that happened, it's a thing, I learned my lessons, it is what it is. This person would say that they're doing their best to stay present, but you're never not a part of them and their thoughts, their energy, their life. I think that this person truly believes that any obstacles you two face, you will overcome. And I think that this person would say that you've definitely helped them gain wisdom. You've really changed their point of view, and you've really helped them go after their dreams. I think that they really admire you. And I think one thing that this person has realized is, or their higher self wants to say to you, is that a lot of things that this person admired within you, they are discovering that they have within themselves. I feel really called to see what this card is. I wanted to see this one, but I guess this one wants to come through as well. So we're going to cut it. Okay, yeah, wow. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So I almost feel like you both are like independent baddies doing your... Shut up. I'm done. I'm done. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is that? Like, both... Okay, yeah. You both definitely feel this shit. Like, you definitely... yeah, the fact that I felt drawn to the Lover's card in both piles without realizing it was the Lover's card, I would definitely say that you both are on the same page in terms of, like, your higher selves know how intense this connection is. Your higher selves definitely understand that resonance with one another, and I think that this is, your person would say, their higher self is saying, like, I would choose you too. But it's like by you two choosing yourselves, you're choosing each other, which is like kind of like a redundant, but still. This person has been trying to figure out their own inner truths, and they've kind of been pretty solitary. Because with this Hermit card, I definitely think that they've kind of been isolating themselves. I feel like this person's higher self would say that they've been isolating themselves right now to get closer to their inner light and their inner truth. But I also feel like part of the reason why, like, they haven't been really open to a lot of different or new energies because their soul is really set on you in a certain way, whatever that may mean for you. So, like, you know, if this is a bestie, for example, I feel like this person is saying, like, nobody compares to you, so, like, I'm not really open to looking for anyone right now, or open to looking at I'm not looking to open myself up. I feel like this person would say that they've been on a really solitary journey and learning a lot about themselves and their higher self, and that as a result, they feel a lot more connected to their higher self. So I'm really intrigued to see in the extended what's going to come through. But I would say that, like, this person 100% is always going to have love for you, and their higher self is saying, like, you have a piece of their heart. You are so special to them, and I think that you still give, like, you give this person butterflies, and what kind of butterflies may be different. So, like, if this is a friend, for example, or a family member that you really care about, I think that this person gets butterflies of excitement, like when they're about to see you, or they know that you're going to spend time together because they just like being around you. And if this is a more romantic thing, I think that then it's like butterflies of attraction, butterflies of nerves, butterflies of, like, how you make them feel. But definitely with the Star, I feel like this person would say that they're trusting their intuition on this, and that they still definitely have fears surrounding this connection, but they're trying not to let that override anything. I think they're really trusting their gut in this case, and I think that they're holding out hope. Well, I just heard Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, but I also think, like, that just comes out. It's come out a couple times in my readings recently, and that may just be because it's a bop. But I think that this person is almost holding out for you in a way, like, or holding out, waiting to know what to do with this connection because they want success with it. And I think, like, with this Page of Pentacles, it's like they want to plant seeds here. They want to start investing in this because they can, because, like, I mean, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, 2 minors. You both recognize how major this connection is to each other. You both recognize how, like, important your roles in one another's lives are. I think this person's higher self would say, like, you know, don't take my absence as an offense or anything like that. Like, I really haven't been around people very much. I feel like this person is really just trying to get to their own inner truth. And I think their higher self would say that you understand them in a way that not very many people do. And so they're really grateful for the presence that you've had in their lives. But let's go ahead and get some channeled messages from them and see what their higher self would say, either in general or to you. So pile three's person spirit, what else does their higher self want to say? I will work better on my finances, so I remove the blockages limiting my abundance. That's been a popular one today. I am now ready for the change, no matter how big or small. It's time. And we also have, it's okay to open up my heart more. To feel and express love makes me a divine being. And I'm feeling irritated and it's overriding my positive thoughts. I need to stay at a high vibration. And I can definitely be nicer to people. Then I wonder why I'm mad when people are rude. And I will surrender to things in my life I have no control over. So I think that this person is learning a lot about, like, I think you've helped them have a much better awareness of themselves and who they are. I think they're realizing that maybe it's okay to be more open and honest about their feelings, and maybe that's something that they want to express. I think you both have the desire to express your feelings. I just cut the deck again, and we have, what is my heart trying to tell me that I refuse to hear? So I feel like this person maybe refused to acknowledge the significance of this connection or acknowledge, like, what their heart was telling them. But I think their higher self would say that they're kind of blocking out distraction and noise right now so that they can tune into their heart. You either have their heart, or they have really strong feelings for you, or like you will always have a special place in their heart. And I think that's something that they want you to know. But yeah, this person is definitely changing a lot, learning to surrender, learning to grow and evolve. I think that they could be also starting a business, or starting to improve in their career in some way, and that's maybe something they want you to know about. But we are going to finish off before we get into the extended with some advice. So we'll get some advice for you guys, but just to let you know, if this is resonating and you want to see the extended, essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at this person's 3D feelings and then their 3D actions. So we'll see how well their higher self is coming through to their 3D self and how aligned that is. We'll also go much deeper into advice and see what is shifting over the next 3 months and see what you can expect from this person, from this connection. But both of you definitely seem to be very spiritually aware, more evolved. I feel like it's no coincidence that you chose this stone, because I feel like there's a desire, despite the intense heavy energies, I feel like there's a desire to bring more clarity and lightness to this connection, whatever type of connection it may be. I don't really need to get rid of these yet, but I guess I will, because I still gotta shuffle for advice, and I guess that'll move it out of the way. But this 10 of Pentacles wanted to pop out. So I feel like this person is definitely, I feel like you would say to this person, or they would say to you, like, there's a legacy that could be built here that you guys could definitely see either creating your own family, or just, I think you both just view each other as very, very important, and view each other as like a part of your family, no matter what type of connection this is. Soul family, regular family. But let's see, we're gonna finish off with just advice for you for this video, and see what spirit wants you to know about this connection, and just what advice they want you to hear. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 when it comes to this connection, please? Take time to breathe out. Yeah, so you still may need time to kind of gather your thoughts and figure out how it is you truly feel about things. What do you need to release? So your 3D self may be working on still releasing a lot of wounds related to this connection, or a lot of wounds related to your past that maybe are stopping you from showing up as authentically in this connection. We also have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. I think one thing as well, I think that you have the ability to talk to this person's higher self one-on-one in like meditation and stuff. So if you're ever meditating and this person's energy comes through, I would definitely say that's their higher self trying to get into communication with you. All of these cards are blue though, and I think there's a lot about expressing and like needing to speak your truth. But I think Spirit is saying that they're prolonging the opportunity to speak your truth or be completely honest with this person until you both kind of have released the things that would maybe cause you to have a dysfunctional conversation about things, or yeah, adjustments are required. So it's like Spirit's saying that this is, that whatever you're experiencing in this connection now, like it's almost like things are being fine-tuned so that you can both show up for each other in the way that you need to. But yeah, we also have surrender to the divine, and on the back of the deck, confidence is your key to success. So I think that Spirit is really saying here, you know, to trust your divine guidance when it comes to this connection, to give yourself time and space to figure out what it is that you truly want to do. Don't make a decision unless it's with conviction. Because with adjustments are required, there may be some certain things that you need to heal and release before you're ready to face this person or this situation. And maybe you just need time for your perspective to shift a little as well. But Spirit wants you to be confident towards this person, and be confident in your value to this person and your worth, and recognize that they see the same things. I guess I forgot as well, signs in here, Virgo with the Hermit, Pisces or Cancer with the Moon. Pisces is usually represented by the Moon in tarot, but Cancer is ruled by the Moon in astrology, so I see it as both. And the stars, Aquarius. But yeah, overall, more than anything, I think Spirit is saying, I think you just need to surrender to the energies. Don't force yourself to come to a conclusion until you feel truly ready, and allow yourself to release any lingering energy that doesn't need to be there, and create space and give yourself space to allow answers to come to you, rather than putting so much pressure on yourself to figure out how you need to do something or what the next step is. The divine has your back, and the divine wants you to release the how or the why, and just understand that they know more than you do, and you'll know what you need to know and get where you need to get to in a timely fashion, in a timely manner. And it seems like everything will just be okay. I definitely think, and honestly, when it comes to this connection, I think adjustments are more so about like your routine, and adjustments with how you are viewing things, and adjustments with maybe your spiritual routine, or how you live your life. Like you could just be maybe more productive or more helpful to yourself in certain ways. But pile 3, I am going to leave this reading here. If this is resonating, please feel free to go over and check the extended. But if you're leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching. That is absolutely okay. Thank you also for watching my ads, especially if you want to support me but you don't have very much money, or you just can't really give right now. Watching my ads is the simplest and easiest way to show your gratitude and support for the work I'm doing. So thank you so much to everybody who does that. It genuinely does make a difference, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports me in any way, shape, or form, no matter how big or small. Another thing that helps me that's totally free is you can like and comment on this video for engagement. You can subscribe and click that bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you are interested as well, I have all of my social media links posted below, and also my merch. So plenty of ways to support me if you're interested, but you are absolutely not required to in any way. I am just grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the blue lace agate stone, this is going to be your reading between your higher self and the person that you are thinking of. We're going to see what your higher selves would say to one another, but to make sure this reading is yours, we are going to start with you. You may find that you resonate with the other person more, and if that's the case, I would watch this one to kind of, because it will give you insight no matter what, but I would definitely check to see if maybe there's another pile where you feel like your energy is actually coming through. But I thought it would be helpful to do this from the perspective of your higher selves, because your higher self is the most spiritual, most evolved version of yourself. So any pain, difficulties, or things that your ego views as a blockage or an issue will not be shown in what your higher self wants to say, ideally, because it's kind of your most evolved truth. And so I think it'll be helpful for you, not only for you to like understand where your person is coming from, like their higher self, but to see what your higher self thinks and how your perception of that may be slightly removed or maybe very removed from how your 3D self feels. And in the extended, we're actually going to look at, after the reading is over and we've looked at what your person's higher self would say, we're going to go super in depth into their 3D feelings and their 3D actions to see how their higher self is actually impacting them on the 3D level, and also get tons and tons of advice. So if this resonates, be sure to stick around and check that out when we're done here. But we're going to go ahead and start by looking at what your higher self would say to this person. And we are using the Star Power tarot deck for you. So I went ahead and pulled one card to just kind of see your higher self's overall energy towards this person. And we have the Ace of Cups. So I definitely think that your higher self views this person in a very positive way, or is hoping for the opportunity to like confess something, apologize for something, or they view this person that you're thinking of as like, there's a lot of potential there and there's definitely room for growth. I think that your higher self views this person and the connection that you have with them, no matter what type of connection it may be, romantic, platonic, etc., as something very emotionally satisfying. I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to do the bridge thing. I'm getting there, but I'm still not amazing at it. So you will see some fails. Okay, we also noticed the Ace of Pentacles coming out. But I definitely think that your higher self is looking at this person as possibly a new opportunity for love, a new opportunity to just open up to someone. This could definitely be like platonic love as well, like if it's a friend or something like that. I'm getting better at the bridge thing, man. One day, y'all are gonna look back and you're gonna be like, damn, Aso, like, look at how much you've grown in your shuffling. See, this is why you don't give up when you're bad at things, because then you can improve. And now I have reference. So one day when people are like, oh my gosh, I could never shuffle cards like you, I'm just gonna pull up all of my videos and be like, look at my dog shit shuffling. It took me lots of practice and growth. So, you know, that's why practice and growth are important. Anyway, okay, let's see what your higher self would say and not what I would say about shuffling. So Spirit, what would pile 4's higher self say to the person that they are thinking of? Ooh, okay, we have the Empress. This Empress kind of looks like Grimes to me. Am I crazy? I think she kind of does. Okay, we also have Death. I feel like that also, but that honestly, the Death card is maybe more Grimesy energy, if I'm being honest. But she's a versatile queen, so like, you know, she can... Wow, okay, we have the Magician. So many majors. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the High Priestess. Holy fucking shit. Wow, okay, and on the back of the deck, we've got the Two of Cups. So I really like how I totally had the intention of doing this reading not in a romantic way, but then like all of these like romantic ass messages are coming out, and I'm just like, okay, Spirit, I surrender. Like I can't win. But let's go ahead and look at your oracles now, and let's see too. Okay, so we have meditation. We have calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. We have action. You have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. I love how similar these two cards are as well. We also have me talks, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Oh, I guess you got two energy cards. Oh, okay, wow. So you have envy and the root chakra. And then finally, we have the Tranquil Turtle, endurance, commitment, serenity, spirit of the Great Mother Goddess, strengthen my connection to the earth. And 1111, I am awakening. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you to wake up to who you truly are. Wow. Okay, this is really heavy, and like this is very paradoxical because it's very heavy, but it's also very light. Like there's a lightness coming from heaviness that once occurred here. What's underneath? Wow. Okay, the Tower. What's underneath the Lovers? Okay. Wow. Okay. Where the hell do I even start here? Well, I'm gonna start by taking a sip of my drink. So, pile 4. What would your higher self say to this person? So your higher self, first and foremost, would say, I'm learning and I'm getting better. I'm evolving and I'm growing. And I'm not allowing my shortcomings to become barriers. And I think that's really important. Spirit wants me to talk about motivations and barriers for a second, because those can be a thing in anything. But from my personal experience, I used those terms a lot when I was like, I used to have a job at like a research lab, and I did like research around motivations and barriers to like donating blood, for example. So like motivations for donating blood were like, it helps people. Like I have O blood, and so that's like a really needed one. Or I get time off of work, or I get this or I get that. Whereas barriers would be like, oh, I am afraid of passing out, or I'm afraid of needles, or I got a tattoo recently, or my sexual orientation is a barrier, like, which is ridiculous. It's still a thing for donating blood, but hopefully there will be progress. Anyway, the point of that, motivations and barriers, I think that you're learning about your motivations and barriers when it comes to life and when it comes to love. But I guess love is a part of life, but I think one thing that you're rediscovering is the fact that love has always been within you, that you've always been very loved, and that you are love. But I think that it's been quite a journey for you to realize that. What's interesting with this envy card is I think one thing your higher self would say to this person is that you could have found them very intimidating, or you could have literally been envious or felt like you weren't good enough for them, or that you weren't what they were looking for. But with the root chakra being here, this envy could have related, like maybe you were jealous of maybe this person's family, or like their family dynamics, or the people they have around them, or like their financial abundance or something like that. But I think that you've kind of learned that all the things that you valued in this person, or that you wished you had, you're learning that you can either cultivate them for yourself, or that there's blessings and downsides to like everything. So I think you're also kind of I think you have more awareness about how things are portrayed versus how they actually are. And I think you're kind of realizing that maybe you projected these ideas onto this person, or to others in general, that you viewed as above you or as better than you, as like, they are better than me, like, why are they better than me? And you might have taken it as like a slight on yourself, or made yourself feel inadequate. You know the phrase, comparison is the thief of joy. It's almost like you definitely compared yourself to this person in a way. Even if they were like a romantic interest or something, you may have just felt like you weren't good enough for them or something like that. But I think you're kind of realizing that a lot of the things that excuse me. Jeez, need another drink of water. I think what you're realizing is that maybe you were too focused on the differences between you and this person, or your perception was just not very grounded in reality about something. And I think that as a result, maybe you were being very unfair to yourself and being harsh on yourself, and also putting people on like a pedestal that didn't even really need to be that, like putting people on a pedestal that didn't even need to be there in the first place. Once again, it is insane how many major arcanas we have. We literally have the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, and then all majors. So I think what your higher self would say is that you're evolving into your truest self, and you're learning how to embody your Empress energy. You're learning how to self-care. You are awakening to the beauty of who you are as a person. You are awakening to the beauty of creation, to Mother Gaia, like the beauty of the earth. What's really, really interesting here is that you have the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress. So the only thing you're missing is the Emperor. And so I think what you are either working on right now is learning how to embrace that Emperor energy, or maybe this person has that Emperor energy and you've been like, and you're realizing that you're meant to embody like more Empress energy. I wouldn't say that that's like, because I think everybody needs a balance of both, but I always see like the Magician and the High Priestess as like the 5D spiritual versions of like the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and then I see the Empress and the Emperor as like the earthly versions of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. And I want to be clear that we have all of those energies within us. And so I think what you are coming to, or what you are realizing now, is that you're ready to kind of embrace the earthly energy of standing in your power and like taking control, getting grounded. I think you're learning finally how to take care of your body properly, and how to take action, inspired action that's in alignment with you. Like, you are not the same person that you once were. In terms of signs, I will say we have Scorpio energy here. But other than that, there aren't necessarily like specific signs associated with these signs, but I would say that you feel incredibly connected to this connection, this situation, this person. I think that you're probably feeling pretty connected to your higher self at this point. I think that you've definitely evolved a lot, and you're either awakening spiritually at this time, or you're just reawakening, because the process of spiritual awakening kind of never ends, but it's also like a process. I guess there is a big spiritual awakening when you first awaken. That's like your big like aha moment, like, okay, there's more to this planet than meets the eye. But then after that, you're ascending and awakening more and more and more to things that you didn't realize. And I think you would say that you definitely meet this person's higher self in meditation, or that you've been meditating to gain a lot of clarity. I think one thing that you would want to tell this person is that you're learning how to regulate yourself and how to take care of your needs. And maybe one thing that you wish you could tell this person, or that you want this person to know, or your higher self wants this person to know, is that like, a lot of your past actions were based upon the fact that you were wounded, or that you had needs that weren't being addressed and you didn't know how to address them. I like to say this a lot, but like, adults are just children in big bodies, pretending to be adults. And I think it's so silly that sometimes we think just because somebody is an adult means that they know how to take care of themselves, or anything of that nature. Like, I'm an adult, and like, ask me to use something other than a microwave and you're gonna starve. Like, you know, I can learn and I can grow and I can like, but I'm adult enough to like figure it out, and I could, you know, force myself to do it if I had to. But I think what Spirit is really saying here is like, you are finally recognizing how important and how valuable you are, how important your self-care is, and how important your inner peace is. I feel like your higher self would say to this person, because I definitely think that there was an ending in this connection in some way, shape, or form. And I would say that you are better for knowing this person. You're better for knowing this person. You may have like regrets over certain ways that you acted, or ways that you treated this person, or treated people in general. With the first chakra here again, I definitely feel like maybe one thing that you're realizing is that you pushed people away as a form of self-protection. And I think you're realizing that instead of protecting yourself, you were just shutting out the very things that you wanted. Because I feel like you would tell this person that you definitely see them as like a soulmate, or somebody, like, even if it's platonic, you see them as like somebody that you could create a great partnership with, whether that is like a romantic partnership, a friendship, a business collaboration. I would say it's more likely than anything that this is not very businessy. I would say with how major this is probably a very important connection in your life. I feel like you would say you're trying to manifest this person back into your life, and that you understand now why things had to end, but you want things to improve and evolve. Like, you definitely, I think that your higher self at the very least would tell this person that they're aware that there's something deeper here, and that they do see this person, that they, meaning you, do see this person as like an ideal match for them. With the High Priestess here, I definitely think that you two are very psychically in tune with one another. And I think that you both, to a degree, are working on your own spiritual evolution. But I think your higher self wants to say more than anything that they want a new emotional beginning with this person, that they want to start things over. Like, they want to move to calmer waters here. They want to be at peace with this situation, whether it's to gain closure or to start something new. I feel like your higher self would tell this person that they have really taught you a lot about your own worth and your own value, and that you're learning how to just kind of go with the flow. Like this tranquil turtle, you know, from Finding Nemo, like with the turtles like riding the current and stuff. Like, I feel like that's kind of, instead of resisting life's current now, I think that you're truly learning how to be open and just kind of like good vibes, like that turtle. I can't remember what his name is, but good vibes like that turtle from Finding Nemo, where you're just kind of allowing the world to carry you, and you're finally healing. And I think that your higher self would probably, because this Ace of Cups too almost seems like an apology as well. Like, you may want to apologize for certain things that you said, or ways that you may have acted towards this person in the past, because you may just feel bad for them and they're not in alignment with you, and you may just want this person to know that like those actions were not their genuine feelings. They were just an unconscious response to wounds that they had because they didn't know how to regulate themselves at the time. And I think that they would say that they're becoming ready to own up to that better. They're learning how to nurture themselves. I think that I think that you're learning how to, like, you're learning about output. And by that, I mean just putting out creations into the universe now. And instead of allowing things to happen internally, actually focusing on like grounding what's going on inside externally. And I think you're learning how to like integrate your own inner being and your outer environment. And I think that you've been learning a lot of intense lessons. And I think that maybe you've developed a meditation routine or something like that. No matter what, you just feel more aligned and evolved. And what I think is cool as well is that we almost have this 11-11 again, like with the High Priestess and the Two of Cups. It's like, I feel like you both are really, your higher selves are really connected to one another. If one or both of you smoke, Ziganj, if you will, the the devil, okay, I was gonna say devil's lettuce, but in my personal opinion, I think devil's lettuce is arugula, not marijuana. I'll never forget the first time I got a salad with arugula in it, and I felt like my taste buds were being assaulted. I did not like it. So in my personal opinion, the devil's lettuce is arugula, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take. Anyway, arugula sucks. But anyway, if you consume the commonly referred to devil's lettuce, not my devil's lettuce, I almost feel like you both may like really connect to each other more, or like you're more sensitive to each other's energy when that is the case. Like, you feel one another, if that makes sense. I think that like both of you are more what's the word I want to use? Both of you are more like your defenses are down, and so you're able to feel one another's energy more. I think that your higher self would also say that like you understand now why things had to happen and transpire the way that they did. And I think that your higher self would say that you're grateful for this person's role in your life, or the fact that they've been in your life, because you've learned so much and evolved so much and are learning how to authentically heal and love yourself and take care of yourself. But I feel like you're saying, your higher self would also say that you don't want this to be the end of that. You don't want this to be the rest. Like, you don't want this to be the end of your story. Like, I feel like you want really significant change. And I think that, wow, okay, what's underneath that? The Page of Swords. Yeah, so like, I feel like you definitely maybe aren't sure how to move forward, but I think that if you could choose this connection or choose to have a fresh start, I think you would choose that. And I also think, like, with this Tower card, that like you want a lot of change here. Like, the foundation, whatever foundation this connection was resting on, I feel like you recognize that you want it to be knocked down, or your higher self wants it to be knocked down, so that you both can come forward on like an authentic wavelength. I think more so than anything, it's like, I think the tower that needs to happen for both you and this person is that you both need to be willing to knock down the pedestals that you put each other on. And I guess I don't know that this person placed you on a pedestal, but I think you placed this person on a pedestal, and I would not be shocked to see that happening vice versa. But let's go ahead and see. Oh wait, no, shoot, I gotta get channeled messages from your higher self first. I don't want to forget that. I'll move these out of the way though. I kind of want to leave this guy though, because he doesn't come out very often. But we're gonna get some channel messages from your higher self. These could be to this person or just general messages that your higher self wants you to know. So what does pile 4's higher self? Higher self. Pile 4, what's your higher self want you to know? Okay, pile 4, what does your higher self want you to know? Or what do they want to say? I'm feeling irritated and it's overriding my positive thoughts. I need to stay at a high vibration. So yeah, I think one thing that you're learning now is like to not allow your emotions to get the best of you. I think you're being mindful of your emotions now, and you have more awareness of how your emotions affect how you operate and how you think. I am my best company. I am no longer afraid to be alone. Yeah, I think you're realizing how fucking awesome you are, and that like you don't need somebody to be complete, that you are complete on your own. Why do I let that person trigger me? There's something I don't like about myself in that actual person. What is it? And how can I express myself better through words and be more kind in speech? So I think your higher self would say that like the person that you're thinking of definitely triggered you, but it triggered you in the best of ways, like maybe not in the moment, but as a result, because it allowed for extreme evolution and change. I also think that you may be improving your dietary habits, improving your habits in general. Like, I think you're really truly figuring out how to truly nurture your body and take care of yourself. But I think that one thing that you would tell this person is that maybe you're not the best at expressing how you feel. And so that's something that you're working on, or you're trying to do. And maybe that's something that you're trying to gain clarity on, so that you can come forward and express yourself in the most aligned way. But we're going to go ahead and see what this person's higher self would say to you, because we've got some intense energies. Like, and it's funny because, like, not funny like I'm laughing at your situation, but just odd that, like, despite the intensity, the lightness that I feel around the energy. Like, the cards themselves are pretty heavy though. We have this 8 of Pentacles here. Yeah, like, I think that you've been doing a lot of work on yourself and a lot of work on your life, and I think that as a result, like, there's just a lot evolving and changing. But I did the same thing for your person. So we're going to be using the Moon Power Tarot for your person. And I pulled them one card just to kind of represent their energy to start. And we have the Death card coming out again. So I think that this person, more so than anything, I think we should talk about the fact, like, that's Scorpio energy. So you or this person or both of you could have Scorpio placements. I think this person is definitely kind of in the same boat, that they want this to evolve as well. I also think that you've definitely changed them as well. And I think that these changes, though, have been very significant because, you know, Scorpio is like the deepest sign. Like, you know, it really, as an energy, just goes balls deep. Like, it balls deep, absolutely. And I think with the Death card being here for both of you, this connection impacted you both at your course, like as deep as you could possibly go, like at the soul level. And I think maybe you both have awareness that this isn't your first rodeo together, like this isn't your first lifetime together, or at the very least, like your connection to this person is definitely going to transcend this lifetime. And I think this person's higher self is saying that they are aware of that. But I also think that this person is saying that they feel you at the deepest of levels, and that they are not the same person either that they once were. I think they agree with you a lot in the sense that they also want change here, and they also recognize that whatever ending or whatever had to happen here, it was for a purpose. But let's see, Spirit, what else would pile four's person's higher self say to them? Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, and we have Judgment. I'm hearing that song by Ava Max called Alone. It's like we all need that someone who gets you like no one else, or something like that. Oh, okay, we also have Justice. We have Strength. And on the back of the deck, what the hell is this? 5 of Wands. Okay. Perfect. Oh, no, not perfect, I guess. Spirit's yelling at me. They're saying, shuffle one more. Shuffle one more. So I guess there's another card for you and another back of the deck energy for you. So, Spirit, what is the last thing that this person's higher self wants to say to pile 4? Aha, the Hermit. I am like 99.9% sure the Hermit came out in every single fucking pile. So I'm definitely interested to see who's going to be actually called to this. And let's see, what's the back of the deck? This is the 7 of Wands is on the back of the deck. Okay, so we have the Hermit card, Strength, the 7 of Wands coming from their higher self. I'm going to take a quick sip of my drink. Okay, now let's look at their oracles. So to start, we have Soul Love. Mirrored energy there. We have the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, more heart energy. We have Deep Diver, diving into a task. So yeah, that's definitely more of that Scorpio energy. You guys are balls deep divers. Loss, lack, fear, victimization. We also have Evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. Then finally, you have the Proud Peacock, prestige, self-respect, awareness, regal bird bursting with color, your confidence and grace I would know. And 333, so we have a ton of 3s. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. So this person is directly reflecting the same sentiments that not only are you a special person and that they love you on a soul level, they feel you on a deep level, and they recognize that like you are a part of them. They're so grateful for you. Like, you've really shown them their worth, and whatever experiences have occurred between the two of you, it has forced them to dive really deep into themselves. I'm definitely excited to see what the extended is going to say, because like it definitely seems that this person is at the very least somewhat in tune with their higher self, but their higher self has like nothing but love for you, and also like an enormous gratitude for you as well, because you helped this person evolve, and I think that they did for you as well. Like, neither of you are the same person that you once were. This song was actually coming out in another pile, but I'm gonna say it again because it like will not leave me alone. The song Martians vs. Goblins by The Game I just keep hearing like, bitch, I'm a motherfucking Martian, and like and then like, I'm a goddamn goblin, and then it's like, we're not the same, I am a Martian. And I think what you both are kind of realizing is, I think at one point you both may have viewed each other as like aliens, and then the other as kind of like a goblin, when in fact you're both kind of just aliens, but you're more similar than you realize. And I think you may have been projecting your own goblin-esque shadow aspects onto one another. But this person's higher self would say that they love you. They absolutely adore you, actually. And they probably send you love all the time. It is like your connection that has really helped them evolve and help them stand in their power. And I feel like they would say that they would fight for this connection 10 times over, and they would work for it. I feel like whatever happened with your connection, it gave this person the confidence to start fighting for themselves again. And I think their higher self would say that they are still pretty burdened by what happened with you both in the past, and that if you do communicate with this person, I don't think you two have communicated about the depths of your feelings for one another. I feel like their higher self is coming through to say that like, the reason why communication may be very blunt, short, and surface level is because this person may be very, very afraid of how intensely they feel the energy between you two, how intensely their higher self comes through. But I feel like this person's higher self would say that like, that they connect with you in a way that they don't connect with other people. Like with this Judgment card, I feel like they would say that they resonate with you on such a deep level that like, it brought them newfound awareness, where they were like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that I could feel things this deeply, or that someone could meet me this deeply. Like, and right now, like, the sun is getting into my eyes, and listen, love you, queen, but like, you're so bright. It's almost like this person can't ignore the truth. Like, it's so bright and in front of their face. It's like, it's interesting too, because there's two cards where this person has a book over their face. So they might be like, they might read to distract themselves, or they might really try to distract themselves from the truth at times. And this is their higher self saying that. Because I think that one thing they fear more than anything is like losing you for good, or being a victim in a situation. Like, they don't want to victimize themselves in this situation, and they don't want you to pity them in any way. Like, they only want to appear powerful in front of you. And now I am hearing Grimes say we appreciate power, because it's like a pretty fire song. But I think that this person, like, you've helped illuminate their own power, and to see like their power and their worth and their value. Jesus, I may need to block the sun, because it's like right in my face, but you know what, I'm just gonna pretend like it's not there. With the Strength card though, I feel like this person, like, they have so much love and compassion for you, and I think they truly feel the strength of this connection. And I think that they're realizing that true strength does not lie in like combativeness or an ego, but rather in love. And I think they are realizing that like, they want to balance the scales. They want to set the record straight. They want to come forward, or at the very least, like, they want this situation to be just, and to bring justice to the situation. And I feel like this person is saying there may be like, despite their own power, they may have a hard time wrapping their mind around their true power. And so I think that they don't see themselves very accurately, and that makes it more difficult for them to express their truths. Because I definitely feel like this person is in the process, like in a hermit mode, trying to get themselves figured out, and trying to get them, well, first of all, they're doing a lot of inner work, but also they're purging, like, they're purging wounds, they're purging old energy that they don't need anymore, and they're like really diving deep and like cleaning shit out, like that they just need to get out. Like, there's things that need to be dead and gone, which makes me think of T.I. Some people, I guess that's also like a Blackpink song, but I only know it from T.I. I see an ant on my table right now, so ants could be significant. I'm just gonna let him vibe. We'll see if he comes over and visits, but he's just over on a card. Anyway, Not in view. I can see it, but you guys can't. Oh my God, do not go in that candle, bro. Okay, we're good. Okay. I was it looked like he was about to walk into candle wax. I was like, sir or ma'am, no. But anyway, you've taught this person a lot about their value and their worth. Like, even somebody like spending their time and energy on you is like valuable to them, and they're really grateful for that. They have nothing but love for you. Like, their higher self has literally nothing but love for you. And I think that there's things weighing really heavy on them. Like, I think that this connection burdens them a lot, because I think there's things that they need to face about this, or that they want to face, that they don't feel ready for, or that they don't know when they will get to face them. Like, I mean, there's even pictures of them blocking their face. So I feel like they've kind of been isolating themselves. Yeah, because they're definitely healing. They're healing from a lot and working through that and recognizing that they can get up and get stronger, and that they're a fighter. A magician, yeah. They're starting to wield their own power and recognize the value in seeing their own power, understanding their own power, and embracing their own power. And they're evolving as a soul, and they're growing stronger. I think their higher self would just credit you with, like, you have changed them for the better. They also want things to evolve here. The reason why that they are so, like, kind of withdrawn right now is because they are, you know, focused on their own healing, and they maybe don't know what to do quite yet. But they feel the connection just like you do. They feel it the same way, and they have nothing but love for you. Especially if this is like a family member. I definitely think that this person, you know, if you've had difficulties with this person and things of that nature, like, I feel like they want you to know that they will always love you, and, like, it really does not matter how long you both go without, like, seeing one another or talking, but, like, at the end of the day, they will always have so much love for you. With the Hanged Man here, I feel like their higher self is saying that they are learning how to release control of situations and allow the universe to facilitate them instead. But this person has done a lot of soul searching about themselves and about this connection. And I guess if you have questions about this connection, this person may have answers for you, which could be very interesting. But this person, like, there's a soul love here. I definitely also think Archangel Raphael is also the archangel in the Lovers. I will say now, if you felt drawn to any other piles, there may be messages there for you as well. It does kind of seem like the messages coming through on the piles are somewhat similar. They've all had different energies, but there's syncs in between. So I am guessing that, like, some people will feel drawn to more than one and will have very specific messages in certain places and others. But I feel like this person's higher self would say that they're still learning, and they appreciate you being patient with them, and they appreciate you, like, sending them love as well. Yeah, what's this? The Two of Wands. Yeah, they're doing a lot of discovery right now and learning a lot about themselves that they were not aware of before. But I think that they are finally learning how to embrace their own power and their own energy. Oh, hello, Mr. Ant. Are you finally joining us? Oh, nope, you want to hang out on my star cards. Oh, look, he's joining us. Oh, come on. Don't get camera shy. They're nice. They're not going to be mean to you, I promise. Okay, well, now he's chilling on the lotus flower, so I'm just going to say hi, sir. Say hello. You're part of the reading now. So ants could be significant. I'm actually going to pause the reading really quick and just take him outside, because, you know, he doesn't seem to be having a very good time right now. Ah, come on. Anyway. Okay, perfect. I am gonna go take this guy outside. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. Pretty fitting he chose the Prehnite to be his chariot to the outside world. It's a good heart healing stone. And ants are also a lot about, like, teamwork. And so I think that one thing that Spirit might be saying about this connection is that you both have to choose to want to make this work and to face the difficult things in order to see progress in this connection. But we're going to get some channeled messages from this person's higher self now and see what they would say to you, or what they would say in general. Yeah, this person has nothing but gratitude for you and like so much love for you, and you really have just changed the game for them. You've changed their level of awareness, and I think that more than anything, this person just wants balance in this situation, and I think their higher self would say, I feel very similarly to you. I am also not the same person I once was, and I'm seeing my own power. I'm evolving and I'm growing, and I hope you're doing the same. So Spirit, what else would pile for this person? What would pile for this person's higher self say? Okay. We have, it's okay to open up my heart more. To feel and express loves makes me a divine being. So they're learning a lot about heart healing right now and recognizing that that's not a bad or weak thing. I will enjoy the connections with people who love, cherish, and value me. So maybe one thing that this person is saying is like, maybe one person or both people didn't love or cherish this connection enough. And so maybe this person withdrew their energy because they didn't feel like they were valued or loved, or that could have been vice versa. I think this person is recognizing now, though, that maybe they were prioritizing the wrong people and the wrong energies, and now they've cut a lot of people out so that they can only surround themselves with good people that want to cherish, love, and value them. We also have, I keep myself at a high vibration so I'm less bothered by nonsense situations. So I definitely think this person is working really hard to just stay in their own lane and mind their business and keep evolving. I feel like they recognize now that like a lot of things that they spent their time and energy on just are not necessary or valuable to them. I'm really proud of myself. Every day I will become a better version of me. And I really think that this is wonderful because your person's higher self is like recognizing now that they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be the best version of themselves, and that is okay. We also have, I can't help everyone, and it's okay, especially if they are unwilling to try and help themselves. So if this person tried to help you or you push this person away, this person has peace and acceptance with that. It's time to be more present. I've missed some blissful moments. Yeah, this person is definitely trying to be more present. This could be vice versa, but I also think that like maybe one thing that you both are realizing is that you were spending a lot of time and energy trying to help other people when you yourselves needed that help. And I think you're learning how to redirect that help towards yourselves first and filling up that cup first. So we're going to go ahead and move into advice and see what Spirit wants to say to you. Damn, the sun is bright. And then we're going to move over to the extended, where I'm going to be looking at this person's 3D feelings and 3D actions towards you, and we're going to be getting tons and tons and tons of advice, and we'll see how aligned they are with what their higher self is saying. And I think it'll be interesting for you as well. I'm interested to know how aligned you felt with like what your higher self was saying. But we're going to finish off here with some advice. So Spirit, what advice do you want to leave pile 4 with? What does pile 4 need to know at this time? Emotions are running high, super moon. So you could definitely be like, you might be feeling more emotional about this person or about this situation. And I would just view your emotions truthfully as like an indication that there's stimuli you're experiencing, or there's something that you're experiencing that you need to be aware of. A fiery climax approaches. So, wow. Okay. So something interesting could be going down. Okay. Wow. We have show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Don't let your past hold. Jeez, I can't stop burping. Don't let your past hold you back. South node. And a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. And on the back of the deck, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So holy shlamoli, this is a pretty big sign from Spirit. I mean, you got all full moons. So I think that really the only thing that Spirit is saying, the biggest thing that you need to do is to release the past when it comes to this situation, because it does seem like things will be coming to a head. And I think what's really interesting is like Spirit is saying, you know, be present, keep moving forward. Like conclusions are coming, answers are coming. You just need to be your authentic self and trust that these issues will reach their own resolution. Do not allow past experiences to stop you from taking risks and being more open in the future. It's through our mistakes and our mistakes. It's through our mistakes, our trials, tribulations, you know, all that shit that helps us grow into who we are and make us more prepared to face the difficult things in life. I definitely think that if you wanted to, you could be manifesting authentic communication with this person, because we have the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So I think it's more so that you really just need to get your ducks in a row, get your facts straight so that you know what your truth is. And when the time comes to like lay it all out on the table, lay all your cards out on the table, you're communicating from an open and authentic place. But pile 4, I am going to leave this reading here. If you want to support me, you go ahead and check out the extended, but there are other ways to support me that I will list now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is literally the simplest and easiest way to support me. If you want to say thanks for the time and energy that I give, but you don't have any money or things like that, that is the best, most effective way to show your appreciation for me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who does that. But if you're interested in supporting me in other ways, liking this video, commenting on this video, and let me know how it resonates, subscribing, all of that is great and very, very helpful. Also free. Other things that you can follow my other social medias. I post a lot of readings on my Instagram, and I also have merch. So if you are interested in my merch, you can look at that as well. It should be linked underneath that. But if you are leaving me here, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I genuinely like appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this, and I hope you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.